Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to W. Michael Ross Stadium on the campus of CBC High School. It's Friday night football, and that means the Cadets are in action here in St. Louis. Tonight they're taking on Cardinal Ritter. My name's Randy Molman, Coach Chris Maris alongside. Coach, one thing before we get into the matchups here. For the first time, we're on over-the-air TV with our new partners at Matrix Midwest.
We are, and it's pretty exciting. So first time doing that. Lots of online games. Now we get to be over the air, and hopefully I don't mess it up.
Cardinal Ritter comes in. They've won several state championships. They will get the ball first as we are underway right up the middle of the field across the 45-50. This is Manny Ellis on the opening kickoff, and Cardinal Ritter leads 6-0.
Manny Ellis would have been one of the guys that we were going to talk about coming into this game. He's their leading returning rusher, scored 2 touchdowns last week against Jackson, and he takes the opening kickoff, and that's not how CBC wanted to start this game, and exactly how Cardinal Ritter would like to have started it.
About 90 yards, and he was untouched on that return. Manny Ellis with a big-time return for Cardinal Ritter.
He's
Wow.
He's one of those key players to watch, and you're going to see a lot of going for 2 here as opposed to kicking on the point after attempts.
Yeah, they don't have a reliable kicker, so they will go for 2 almost every time, Cardinal Ritter will. Shotgun snap, he's going to keep it himself.
There's a false start on that.
Penalty flag on the field.
Gabe Wilson came off the edge and made the tackle, but it didn't count anyway. They're going to back up Cardinal Ritter. Somebody on the right side of that line jumped off sides, and they're going to change personnel here.
The question will be if they decide to kick it, but did they call that on CBC? They called it on CBC. CBC jumped.
Ooh, I thought I saw Cardinal Ritter moving on the right side, but they walked at half the distance. Interestingly enough, though, Cardinal Ritter goes from their diamond package, their short yardage package, to a more pass set situation here.
Kashmir Manuzik is the quarterback for Cardinal Ritter. To his right, Kenny Robinson. 3 wide receivers bunched top of your screen. Manuzik, he's going to tuck and run. He dances through, and he's in. They haven't shown, the officials have not called it yet.
I'm waiting to see a signal.
They're saying CBC stopped him.
The side judge from the far side came in, and he must have seen a knee down. It sure looked like he got in, but maybe his knee went down before he got in there.
So we are just 16 seconds into this game, and it is 6-0 Cardinal Ritter. Ritter had a tough game last week at Jackson, came up short, lost 23-20, but they were down early and really battled back in that game to give themselves a shot to winning it.
They did. They came back to tie it up 20-20, and Jackson got a late field goal to put them up, and were able to hold on. Pretty exciting game for them, differently than the CBC situation where we blew out Sacred Heart Griffin.
So CBC will now get the kickoff. What a turn of events here to start this game. Opening kickoff, return for a touchdown by Manny Ellis.
And Cardinal Ritter's going to try. They usually try a lot of line drive on the ground kicks, not so much onside, but trying to not get it deep and allowing their athletes to get down and cover.
Here's the kick, straightforward kick. You don't see that very often. Caught at the 24-yard line, coming around near side, cuts it across the 30, knocked down at the 34. That was number 3. No, that was
number 2.
That was number 2, Darian Jones, who had a big catch last week for CBC.
Big touchdown catch, the longest play of the game last week.
83
for
yards.
Team. And Nick McClellan will lead this offense on the field.
So the Cadets now go to work. 11:36 to go in the first, and they find themselves after the opening kickoff down 6-0. McClellan is the quarterback. He has Rivers on his right hip, 2 wide receivers split out near side. Now going in motion, number 10, Vic Williams, and they hand it to Rivers. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and brought down, a loss of a couple. Number 55 was there first. Number 55 is Jaquise Felix, the defensive tackle.
He's one of their best defensive tackles in the middle there, and CBC tried to go motion with Vic Williams, get them to bite using his speed and give it back to Rivers the other way. It didn't go anywhere.
McClellan now dumps it over to Williams. Williams cuts it upfield, stepped on somebody trying to gain some yards. He goes down. Vic Williams had an amazing week last week. Williams had a 9-yard touchdown run, a 1-yard touchdown run, and a 45-yard touchdown run. All told, 111 yards rushing for Vic Williams.
Number 0 to Ryan Stringer on that tackle, and CBC's in a 3rd and long, having a little bit of struggles here early on in this game.
Shotgun snap, handoff coming around. Nope, McClellan keeps it himself, picks his way to about the 35 before he's gang tackled, and CBC is in a punt situation early on.
Tough situation here for CBC, not a whole lot going. I think Nick might have had a lane back to his left, fouled his blocking. Looks like he had a little bit of a cutback lane, but CBC having a little bit of a rough start here. These two teams, going back to 2020, Ritter's 44-9 and CBC is 46-7. 4 state championships between the two of them, 2 for each team.
And the Cadets will punt from their own 31. There's the punt by Gage, and it's a beauty. All the way back to the 16-yard line. Coming near side, he's got some room. This is Jaquez Beck, and he's finally tackled at the CBC 46. Another big return. First the opening kickoff, and that one a punt return by Beck all the way to the Cadets 46.
Special teams already having an impact on this game, and right now Cardinal Ritter's gotten the better of it in the return game. 2 explosive plays right there. And I think 39 for CBC, I think was coming down. I think that was Ethan Wright.
Winbush.
No, Winbush. Josiah Winbush had a chance to hem in the returner, turn him back inside, and just didn't get enough leverage to the outside.
So they place the ball at the 47-yard line, not the 46. First down and 10 for Ritter. This is their first offensive series of the night. Shotgun snap, handoff. This is number 4, Manny Ellis. He is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Guess who was there first? Number 48, Cortland Collins.
Cortland Collins slashed through. You see it on the replay. He gets through right there. They ran a little zone read. And I don't know that Manuzik would have had any place to go had he kept it either.
They call a false start.
Yeah, they did.
And that's declined. That'll push it to second down.
I did not see that flag come out.
I didn't either. Back at the 49-yard line. Collins was the team's leading tackler last week at Sacred Heart Griffin. He is, we've talked about him at length the last couple of years. He is just a beast in there.
He's very, very good at that inside linebacker spot.
6'1", 230, and when he hits you, you can feel it.
Real heavy package right here for Cardinal Ritter.
Manuzik takes the shotgun snap, hands it to Ellis, picking over the left side, cuts it upfield, across midfield, nothing much after that. CBC was ready, and it'll be 3rd and long, and once again, it looks like Cortland Collins was in on the stop.
Cortland Collins, Dorian Magruder, and Rayshawn Simmons clogged that up on the CBC's defensive right side.
So 3rd and 11 now for Ritter. They are at the CBC 48-yard line. Line to gain is the Cadet 37. 8:40 to go. First quarter, 6-0 Cardinal Ritter. My name's Randy Molman, Coach Chris Maris alongside. We welcome those of you watching us for the first time on Matrix Midwest. Hope you enjoy tonight's broadcast. Manuzik takes the shotgun snap, 2-step drop, fires. He's going deep, down the left side, penalty flag. As the receiver, number 3, Ryan McDavis, was sprinting down the field, and CBC corner held him up.
But I
think that was Jaden Reed.
It was Jaden Reed. And they can't see where they get tangled up on.
Yeah, hard to tell from that replay if he ran into Reed or if Reed brought him down. Reed went down and put his hands up like, I was just here. I didn't try to yank him down.
So they're going to get a first down out of this. That'll be 15 and a first down. And CBC had help over the top. Safety was over there. And right now, CBC's making the lion's share of the mistakes in the return game and in the penalty game as well, and they're going to need to kind of settle in here.
Manuzik takes the snap, hands it off. Picking over the left side for a couple. Inside the 30, that's Kenny Robinson, the ball carrier.
He slashed through there and a little jump cut in order to get around and up in there to get about 4.
So it'll be 2nd and 6 now after the 4-yard pickup at the CBC 29. Ritter finished 9-2 last year, got knocked out of the playoffs by Lafayette, who was very, very strong last season. Looks like a first down run there for Manny Ellis, twisting and turning.
He's kind of weaving his way through there. CBC had good pressure, but Cardinal Ritter are able to seal off enough alleyways in order to get them up, and
I think we might get a measurement.
Like we talked about last week, you just don't see many true measurements anymore with these turf fields.
While they measure, Chick-fil-A, the official chicken sandwich of the Cadet Student Network. Grab one the next time you're here at the stadium. They sell them right here at CBC football games. So he's short. It'll be 3rd and short. Looks like not even a yard.
I mean, that's really, really inches, literally inches.
Like the nose of the football as the ball is spotted, as you see, at the 23. 7:34 to go, first quarter, 6-0 Cardinal Ritter. This is their first offensive drive. If you're just joining us, they returned the opening kickoff 90 yards for a touchdown.
I gotta believe Cardinal Ritter's coming in with a little bit of chip on their shoulder. I mean, they went down to the pit and lost the game. It was a close game, a tough game, but I think they went down with the expectation to win, and they didn't. And so
here's the snap, handoff up the middle. That'll be a first down run.
They went freeze game. CBC moved but didn't get into the neutral zone. When I say freeze game, they're trying to get them to jump off sides. Able to get the first down, though.
Dylan Shell, who is a bigger back at 5'10", over 200 pounds, he rumbled down to the 20 for a first. So it's 1st and 10 for the Lions at the CBC 20, looking to add on to their 6-0 lead. 2 wide receivers in the game. Couple of tight ends for the Lions. There's a handoff now, picking his way right side. It's Ellis. Ellis running. Tries to turn the corner, and his helmet got ripped off. Penalty flags flying in, and that'll be a penalty. There's no fumble on that play. That'll be there was, but it'll be a penalty on CBC. I mean,
there was a hold on there, too, I thought they were going to get. As he's coming around the edge, you see the corner right there getting held, but he also got a hand on the face mask.
Number 4, Roman Jackson, got his hand on the grill, and that helmet just popped off of Manny Ellis. So another,
both directions. I'm wondering what they're doing here.
Another personal foul. Let's see what there was a hold. They did call a hold on Cardinal Ritter. You were right, Coach.
They called, so offsetting penalties, we're replaying the down.
So at the 21-yard line, we'll do it again, 1st and 10.
CBC's getting guys in the backfield, but there's a lot of chasing going on, and going to need to make sure they set that edge. A lot of speed on the field for both teams. Extremely athletic and explosive.
So 6:49 to go here in the first. Cardinal Ritter huddles up, now comes to the line of scrimmage, trips to the right. Quarterback, Kashmir Manuzik. Now in motion, Keon Mitchell. And another penalty flag. I think they moved again.
That's on Jameer Sims. The motion came back his way after coming across 14 Keon Mitchell, and he got a little too antsy. And
you don't want to start the game with all of these penalty flags. The flags have been abundant so far in the first half of the quarter.
I think you've had, what, 2, 3, 4, 5 now, and 3 of those on CBC, or 4 of those on CBC.
So 1st and 5 at the 15.
Actually 6 because there was the encroachment
on
the goal line.
Manuzik in the pistol. Takes the snap. Keeps it himself, and he's hit the backfield. Cortland Collins again knifing through to make a big tackle and a loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 6 at the 16. Manuzik faked it to Kenny Robinson, kept it himself. That did not fool Cortland Collins one bit. Already 3 tackles in this game by Collins.
He is
and I
bringing
think
his
2 of them
game to start with.
Yeah, I think 2 of them for loss.
Well, and they're having to send him on the blitz here a little bit in order to be able to make some things happen, and hopefully that doesn't come back to hurt CBC. They love to play pressure.
Charging up the middle, number 29. That's Dylan Shell, the freshman tailback.
You got about 3 on that, so
3rd and 2.
Got to believe this is 2-down territory one way or the other for Cardinal Ritter.
Again, out of the pistol, 2 wide receivers bunched, 2 Manuzik's left. 1 wide receiver split out right side. Handoff. This is Ellis. He picks his way through. He'll get a 1st down inside the 10. Finally wrapped up at the 8.
CBC's defense out on the field a lot and pretty much had Ritter off the field, but had that pass interference call. And so they need to anchor down here on the goal line.
Cardinal Ritter has some serious beef on that offensive line. Big, strong lineman. 65, Jarius Nesbitt, 6'2", 320, and then their right tackle, number 77, Kevin Gilliard, 6'5", 325. There's a pass in the flat, gets down to the 2.
They like that bubble screen game. They scored a touchdown on a bubble screen like that and set up another touchdown on that. One was 48 yards. The other one was 41 on those 2 long plays. They like to get it out quick.
2nd and goal at the 2. Handed again. Ellis, he's hit the backfield. Loss on the play. The Cadets gang tackling Manny Ellis. So now it'll be 3rd and goal at the 5. And as you just mentioned, Coach, I imagine this is 4-down territory for the
Dorian
Lions.
Magruder. So that time Cortland Collins came on the blitz. They picked him up, but that left Dorian Magruder from his defensive tackle spot, scraped down the line and tackled him for a loss.
So forward progress to the 4, but they lost 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd and goal at the 4 for Cardinal Ritter.
With only 4 minutes left to go in this first quarter.
Kenny Robinson now in the backfield in the pistol formation. 2 wide receivers split out both sides. They give it to Robinson. He knifes through, tries to break a tackle. He's brought down short of the goal line.
Still got another down here, so not like they're rolling the field goal team out on the field. They're bringing in more beef.
Dorian Magruder led the way on the tackle for the Cadets. And here we go, 4th and goal at the 2.
Cortland Collins knifed through there. CBC trying to get some personnel changes. Hopefully they can get everybody on and off the field.
4th and goal at the 2. Handoff, and they stuff him. Manny Ellis hit by Cortland Collins, and Collins has been a problem all first quarter for Cardinal Ritter.
2 Cadets knifed through on that. Collins got there first, and I think Jameer Sims was there late. As you get a good look at the student section here for CBC with painted purple for FanFest. And Jameer Sims right there to clean everything up.
Look at Collins just knifing through between the guard and the tackle, basically untouched. He timed it perfectly, and the Cadets get a goal line stand to keep this game at 6-0. And now, Coach, they need a long touchdown drive.
They do. They need to make some things happen for themselves here.
Pistol formation from their own 6. First down and 10 CBC. McClellan hands it to Rivers. Rivers near side. Cuts around the tackle, but he's chased down from behind by number 55, Jacquees Felix. That's now a couple of tackles for him.
Yep. He's been a problem there at his defensive tackle spot. Defensive end in their forefront.
2nd and 9. McClellan in the pistol. Rivers behind McClellan. Trips to the right. Now Rivers moves to McClellan's hip. McClellan fakes. He's got to scramble out. He does. He looks downfield and fires across. First down across the 20. He hit number 2, Darian Jones.
Crossing route, just peeled out of the pocket right there. Gavin Dobby did a nice job of turning the defensive tackle to the inside.
To the line with tempo now. McClellan, he wants to speed things up a little bit. Shotgun snap. McClellan sets up, looks left, now right. Avoids the tackle. Now he'll take it himself. Right up the middle of the field. Cross the 40, 45. Jukes inside the 50 to the Cardinal Ritter 48. Big time gain for Nick McClellan.
That's what athleticism can do to a pass rush. Cardinal Ritter gets a guy in there. Dobby's got 55 tied up, but 24 gets through there from the blitz and linebacker spot, and then Nick takes off and makes something happen.
That was a 28-yard pickup for McClellan, and flags come in.
False start
against the Cadets, so it'll be 1st and 15. They'll mark it off here. 2:12 to go in the first. 6-0 Cardinal Ritter. One of the marquee matchups, if not the marquee matchup in the state of Missouri tonight. SI had Cardinal Ritter ranked number 8 in the state, and CBC ranked number 3. Here's a little dump off on the screen. Courtney Rivers makes the catch, avoids the 2 tackles across the 40. Courtney Rivers may go inside the 10. Touchdown, CBC.
As usual, I'm looking for flags. That was beautiful. Little tailback screen out to the left side. And right towards the end, as Courtney looks like he's going to go, there's one guy who's got a chance at him. You get a nice peel back block. I didn't see who it was. But on the replay, you're looking at it right here.
Right here. Corday Gage.
Corday Gage doing little things right there. Hopefully that'll help CBC find some footing.
That's a 94-yard touchdown drive for the Cadets. And Corday Gage on to attempt the extra point. He had a big week last week. The extra point is up, and it's good. It took them a while.
Well, they're looking at each other, and I can't see it very well from here. So I'm like, what do we got?
7-6 Cadets.
Corday Gage doing a little bit of everything already. Was one of the STL Today Athletes of the Week for his performance last week against Sacred Heart Griffin.
Cadet fans, are you protected? Call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all of your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN, and we're incredibly grateful for his support. Give Tim a call, 314-842-4442, or shoot him an email, tim@timkylo, KILO.com. So the goal line stand, coach, and then this play to Courtney Rivers.
I mean, just down the sideline, and Corday Gage, number 1, had a line at him, had a chance to chase him down, and did a nice job.
That's J.J. Jenkins, who is trying to chase down Rivers. So 1:43 to go here in the first. 7-6 Cadets.
Got a sellout crowd here tonight at CBC. The parking lot closed really early. I barely made it on.
I was going to say, I was one of the last cars in.
I think I needed a special favor to get on the lot in the end after finishing work responsibilities here at CBC.
Here's Max Dawes. He's going to do the kicking for CBC. Remember the last time the Cadets kicked off here to start the game.
Got to believe you're going to get something hard on the ground or across the field or something here, but
It was number 4, Manny Ellis, who returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. This is angled towards the left side, and that's going to go through the end zone. And it'll be a touchback and a first down for Ritter.
The irony of that, though, is based on where Dawes kicked it last time, that wasn't way out of, I mean, it was further up, but I'm surprised.
He didn't go after it, Manny Ellis?
That Manny Ellis wasn't more on that side of the field. I mean, they had 2 guys back there, but they were both kind of close together in the middle.
So 1st and 10 at the 20. 1:43 to go, and Coach talked about the sellout crowd. You can hear him in the background. It is loud here at W. Michael Ross Stadium tonight.
It is. It is a hopping crowd. See lots of kids here. We got visitors from all over the place, and this was a hot ticket. Some people got pretty upset when they found out they couldn't get a ticket this morning.
Kashmir Manuzik hands it off, and this is number 5, Kenny Robinson. He picks up a nice chunk of yards, 8 to be exact, maybe 9. Let's see where they spot it.
They hit him in the backfield, but couldn't wrap him up and take him down. I couldn't see a number there.
They mark it just shy of the 29, so it'll be 2nd and a long 1 for Cardinal Ritter.
You know, Ritter was getting a lot of good push up front and heavy on the pass rush. A screen is perfect on that. We saw it last week against CBC when CBC was getting a lot of good push against Sacred Heart Griffin, and they utilized it to get a touchdown against CBC.
2 backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers split wide. Here's Robinson again. Oh, and he is hit down hard. And I think it was Cortland Collins.
He was in on it. There was somebody else there, too. There was 2 guys getting up, but I saw 48 right there going hard in on that.
So, no gain on the play, 3rd and 1.
You've got so many kids out here in this game that grew up playing football together, on their youth teams, and they still hang out on the weekends and talk to each other. And there's a lot of bragging rights on the line here in this game.
3rd and 1 at the 29, and the Cadets were in the neutral zone.
Yeah, they have definitely. That is 6 total penalties on the Cadets. 1 wiped out because it was offsetting, and only 1 on Ritter. And that one was wiped out as those offsetting penalties. So CBC not helping themselves on the discipline side of it within penalties.
So a first down at the 34, but that's going to end the first quarter. Folks, if you're a fan of CSN, you've definitely heard us mention our friend, State Farm agent Tim Kylo. Give Tim a call. Let him help save you money on your insurance. We're talking about life, boat, homeowners, anything. If it can be insured, Tim Kylo is your guy. Give him a call, 314-842-4442, or shoot him an email, tim@timkylo. That's KILO.com. So into the first quarter, 7-6 so far. This game has lived up to the billing. You knew it was going to be an exciting game. You knew it was going to be a sellout crowd. 2 of the best teams in the state of Missouri going at it here this evening. And we have not been disappointed after 1 quarter.
It's been a tremendous game. Both teams throwing haymakers in this one. And, I got to believe that this game, that the penalties are playing a factor for CBC, but I got to believe the biggest thing will be who turns the ball over first and who can capitalize on a turnover. And maybe it stays clean. Maybe these 2 teams protect the ball very well. But, that's going to be one of those flinch factors for me is, who does the best with ball protection.
That's Coach Chris Maris. My name's Randy Molman. We are live on the Cadet Student Network and over the air TV on Matrix Midwest. We welcome all of you who are tuning in via Matrix Midwest tonight. First down and 10 at the 34-yard line. Ball spotted on the left hash. Cardinal Ritter set to start the second quarter. Quarterback is Kashmir Manuzik. He's thrown 1 ball here tonight, and that was an incompletion and a pass interference. He just threw his 2nd ball, that one to number 9.
Number 8, I think.
Or number 8, Elijah Lucas, the big 6'3" receiver. He's got some good size.
He is very big, and he is their leading returning receiver on the team. And
yeah, speaking of that, Coach, they lost a lot of production. Carson Boyd, their starting quarterback, Jamarian Parker had a 1,700-yard season rushing the ball, and Dejarian Miller had over 1,000 yards receiving last year. None of those guys are back, but they have reloaded. And this is one of the guys that they're reloading with, Manny Ellis. He rushed for 700-plus last year, but now he's the main tailback.
Well, there's a penalty. I don't know what we got here on who. I think they had let's see. Looks like a false start on 16 maybe, or 15.
We did say this has lived up to the billing, but I could do with a little less penalty flags.
I could too. And so Cardinal Ritter gets their first penalty that would have counted.
Yeah.
And CBC declines it.
That's right.
I guess they did have another penalty. They declined another one.
CBC declined another one.
That is their third penalty, but none of that penalty yardage for them has technically been marked off.
That's right. So right in between the 30 and 31, they'll mark it there, and it'll be second down and 14. No, make it third. Shotgun snap. Fire right side. It's caught across the 30. 35. Won't get the first down. That was number 16, Bryce Claiborne. That'll make it fourth down and about 7 for Cardinal Ritter. It looks like they're bringing the special teams on.
They, in this situation last week, they did punt. You know, their punter does not look like a traditional punter. That's number 55. And
that is.
He does a little bit of everything for them.
Jacquez Felix.
But he's got a pretty good foot. Last week when I was watching film against Jackson, he did a nice job.
So fourth down and 8 at the 36. Felix gets into it. That's a nice kick. And that's number 6, Arness Webb, across the 30, diving ahead to the 35, maybe the 38-yard line before finally being tackled. So CBC will start first and 10, going left to right, second quarter. 7-6 Cadets, 10:42 to play in the second.
Is it wrong for me to want him to fair catch that ball?
No, I don't think so.
He did what he could with it. In
Yeah.
fact, had he not stumbled, he might have gotten a lot more out of it because he was kind of falling forward, but hadn't really been hit. It just was kind of, for me, a little bit of a panic mode situation right there. I'm like, oh, no.
Wow, they marked that all the way up to the 40. I thought for sure he was down at the 38, but
he kind of lunged.
Yeah.
It's a question of how they ultimately worked that out.
Here's Nick McClellan. Receiver in motion. Shotgun snap. Fake. Now throw near side into the turf. He was looking for Jaden Reed, who had come in motion. And that ball just got away from Nick.
Yeah, Nick's trying to throw on the run. Part of their RPO game right there, run pass option game. And trying to get it out there to Jaden Reed. They've been trying to get the star wide receiver factored into this a little bit, and a lot of teams are working hard to take him away. Indiana State recruit. I think I heard their coaches might be watching tonight. He's working hard out there, guys, but a little tough mudding for him so far.
Second and 10, McClellan hands it to Vic Williams. Williams around the corner. I lost him for a second. I didn't know where he was, and then he squirts through for a gain of 4.
And he got hit hard and still bounced off of that and got upfield and got some good yardage to make this a little bit more of a manageable third down here for CBC.
J.J. Jenkins in on the stop. 3rd and 6 for the Cadets. Last week, McClellan, 4 total touchdowns, 3 through the air and 1 on a 70-yard scamper. And that one was a 3rd and 21. So McClellan always a threat to break one. He's going to keep it himself here. Now he's going to roll left. Now he's going to fire down the sideline. Reed's wide open, but he's out of bounds.
Just a little too much.
I think McClellan was going to take off running, but saw, as you can see on the replay here, Cardinal Ritter did a great job standing up that O-line and forced McClellan to throw it, but he had Reed wide open.
He did have Jaden wide open, and Jaden did everything he could to try to bring that in, toes inbound, and didn't quite work out. This is one of the interesting situations for CBC here with Corday Gage as the punter. How much does Ritter play pure return, and how much do they spy Corday Gage?
So at the 45, Gage punting to number 7. Jaquez Beck. Here's the punt. It's a good one. Inside the 20, and it'll roll for CBC. They'll down it right at the 15-yard line, and that's where Cardinal Ritter will take over. 9:36 to go in the first. 7-6 CBC.
So pin him inside the 20. We'll take that. That's a good start. And Corday just stays out there and walks up as he looks like he's going to be playing a little defense.
Last week, Corday Gage punted, kicked extra points, caught 2 touchdown passes, and had a huge hit on a pass down the middle.
He had an interception, too.
And an interception. That's right, at the goal line.
That was a 4th down play on that big hit that broke up would have been a 1st down pass. Timed it perfectly.
To be young and be able to play all those snaps.
Get out there and run around and play one, and they'd have to cart me off.
Yeah, they'd have to call an ambulance if that was me. All right, Cardinal Ritter begins 1st and 10 at the 15. Handoff Ellis, picking over the left side, and he's wrapped up for a loss. Cortland Collins again in on the stop for the Cadets. That's 3, maybe 4 tackles for loss for that Cadet linebacker.
And Rivers in on that as well, the other inside linebacker, Cole Rivers, the brother of Courtney, who's a junior. He knifed in there and kind of set that up to where he had to cut back and landed him right in Cortland's lap.
2nd and 11 at the 19.
Lots of substitution patterns here for CBC, with the exception of Collins and the 3 down linemen. Lots of different guys playing here for CBC.
Low snap, scooped up, fired far side, and what a tackle over there. Number 17, Jameer Sims, trips up the receiver, Elijah Lucas, and it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Lions.
And Jameer Sims working from his outside linebacker spot. Corday Gage bracketed him in, was right there taking on the block, along with number 22, Josh Beasley. So CBC had good numbers at the point of attack in order to set up a good long 3rd down.
8:24 and counting until the first half comes to a close. 7-6 CBC, 3rd and 10 at the 15 for Ritter. Dropping back, he's going to fire deep down the middle of the field and way overshot the receiver. And once again, a penalty flag comes raining in. They're going to get Beasley for holding up the receiver.
Yeah, he hooked him around the waist there and changed off his route. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that was an uncatchable ball, and it probably was. I don't think he was going to get there. However, that's not a rule in high school football, and a lot of people don't seem to understand that.
That's the 2nd 3rd down and long pass interference call against the Cadets that gives Ritter a 1st down.
And on the last one, they set up a long drive, ate up most of the first quarter on that. CBC stopped them on a 4th and goal to ultimately no damage, but it's just wear and tear on this defense as these teams go back and forth.
So the 15-yard penalty will get marked up to the 30, spotted down there on the right hash. 1st down and 10, Cardinal Ritter going right to left. Manuzik has number 4, Manny Ellis, in the backfield. 2 wide receivers. Check it, 3 bunched on the short side, top of your screen. This is Ellis picking his way through the middle of that Cadet defense, wrapped up by guess who? Cortland Collins.
He's got to have 5 or 6 solo tackles in this game and a couple of assists to go along with it.
Gain of about 1.5. They'll say 2nd and 9 at the 31. Cadets have done a good job against the Ritter rush game here in this one.
Surprised Ritter hasn't developed a better way to get their plays in. I mean, they do huddle, which is not what most schools do at this point, but they don't signal anything in. They run the quarterback to the sideline. Very old school in that regard.
Here's the snap. Ellis takes it right side, picking his way, can't find room, does turn the corner and pick up about 4.
You're going to have about 3rd and 5 here.
At the 35.
And this is a situation where CBC struggled with penalties, jumped off sides and given them a couple of 1st downs, had a couple of pass interferences as we sit on 7 penalties for CBC right now for 47 yards just in the first half.
7-6 the score. 3rd and 5 at the 35. Right hash is where the ball is spotted.
Cardinal Ritter's gone a lot of working to attempt to draw off sides right here, a lot of freeze game.
And Ritter wants a timeout.
Yeah, they didn't like what they had set up there, either the way CBC lined up against it, or they just didn't like that play call after they got it out there.
Head coach Brennan Spain calls the timeout for Cardinal Ritter. Athletic Republic specializes in sports performance training, offering science-based programs to improve speed, agility, power, strength, flexibility, and conditioning for athletes of all skill levels. Injury prevention is also a key aspect of their training program. Athletic Republic has proudly been training student athletes for the last 20-plus years here in the St. Louis area. Call or email CBC alum Charlie McDaniel at 314-432-6103 or charliem@athleticrepublicstl.com. If you have any questions or you'd like to get your student athlete in to try out a small group session, you can also find more information about Athletic Republic at www.athleticrepublicstl.com. 3rd down and 5 for Ritter, going right to left. 6:42 to go, first half.
Interesting to see what Ritter decides to do here. They've not thrown a whole lot of intermediate stuff. It's been screens and deep balls.
Kenny Robinson is checked into the backfield for Ritter, and I think we're going to get a
false
false start on the left tackle. Kieran Lacey, the big 6'6", 270 left tackle for Cardinal Ritter.
Gabe Wilson walked up from his outside linebacker spot, and he was in that 2-point stance, and he just kind of rocked out of it to create the false start.
So once again, 3rd and 10. The Cadets have committed 2 pass interference penalties on 3rd and long in this first half alone. See if the Cadets can get Cardinal Ritter off the field. They did, however, succeed in a goal line stand.
And they did get him to punt on the last possession.
They did. And there's another penalty.
Delay a game.
Delay a game called on Cardinal Ritter and their quarterback, Kashmir Manuzik. So it was 3rd and 5, and now it will be 3rd and 15, all the way back at the 25-yard line.
So you're seeing package change here. Nick McClellan comes in to play safety. Unconventional for a quarterback, especially at CBC, to play defense, but that's probably where Nick projects to play at the next level, somewhere in the defensive backfield. So making sure he's getting an opportunity to showcase that. He's very, very good at safety.
3rd and 15. Manuzik, he's going to go deep down the middle of the field. A wobbly throw, and nowhere. There was no Cardinal Ritter receiver in sight. Number 3, Ryan McDavis, was closest, but he was 10 yards.
He broke free, and I think the CBC players, before he broke free, saw the ball coming up short because they all pull up. You see them kind of come up, and even though he was behind that, he did not have the arm to get that ball there.
Number 6, Arness Webb, is deep for the Cadets. In to do the punting, number 55, Jaquise Felix. He's an O lineman, a D lineman, and a punter.
I think he might kick off for them as well.
Good snap and a nice kick. Takes a bounce. Cardinal Ritter roll, and it'll go inside the 25 all the way down to the 21-yard line. Nice punt by Felix.
Look, it's not. You're going to watch that guy punt. You're not going to think anything of it, but he's very, very, very effective.
54 yards on that punt.
The way the ball comes off his foot, it's not easy to catch because it doesn't go up and like as a spiral and turn over like, you know, a really talented punter would do it, like you might see in college or the NFL. It's not a line drive to where you'd have a chance to field it on the bounce very easily. He gets plenty of hang time, and he just puts a lot of leg in that and gets it up and over.
Courtney Rivers lines up in the backfield next to McClellan. 2 receivers split far left. For the Cadets, 1st and 10 at their own 21. McClellan fires, good catch, up to the 25, gain of 4. And it looks like number 2, Darian Jones.
Little slant or hitch in there. He tried to spin out of it.
One thing we noticed last week, Coach, and that didn't happen on this play, but these receivers are very good at when Nick McClellan gets out of the pocket, helping him in their routes.
Yeah, they find a way to get open and work back to him or whatever they need to do there. So
first down run, close at least for Courtney Rivers by the side judge over there. It looks like he got the first. He did, across the 30 to the 31.
Slashing through. CBC goes tempo, which they like to do off of a first down.
This is Rivers again on the counter, up the middle, across the 45. Another first down.
2 first down runs right there for Rivers. Still working to try to get him going.
Yeah, he just seemed to, he didn't get untracked last week. Vic Williams had a huge night. But tonight, Rivers looks really, really good. Up the middle again, inside, gets to midfield. So that'll pick up 2 or 3, yep. 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7 at midfield.
And he comes off hobbling a little bit as Vic Williams comes on.
Oh, Rivers is going down to the ground. Let's hope it's just a cramp. He was trying to get off the field, and then he just tumbled.
Is the leading returning rusher for CBC. This would be a huge blow if it's anything long-term or serious. Great kid, great student in the classroom.
And it looked like our game clock continued to run this whole time. Finally stopped it at 5:18. There's got to be 5-6 seconds, put back on the clock. So Rivers limps off under his own power. Let's hope he's okay.
They just put 5:44 back on the clock.
Oh, my goodness. It was running for a while, huh? It got down to like 5:18. Oh, 5:34. There we go.
He put 44 on there, and then they switched to 34.
At the north end of the stadium.
So 2nd and 7 at midfield for the Cadets. They're going left to right on your screen. 7-6 CBC leading Cardinal Ritter. Vic Williams in for Rivers, as they will now go take a look at Courtney here on the sideline.
Trainer Brady Moore and Nate Wilmus down there.
Design run for McClellan. He is dragged. Oh, he breaks the tackle, spins away. He's still up at the 45, breaks another tackle. 40, down to about the 36. McClellan should have gone down 3 different times, and he broke all the tackles and got to the 36. There's
right
1.
There, he gets out of that one, which was tough to do.
There's 2. And here comes number 3.
He is just hard. This is why he was an All-Metro as an athlete last year.
McClellan, he's got all the time in the world. He's looking downfield. Nobody open. How about that offensive line? What a great job keeping him clean that entire time. You can give credit to the O-line, but also give credit to the Cardinal Ritter secondary. Nobody was open.
And Nick was so close to the line, I think he didn't want to peel out of there. I think he felt like he was going to run into a potential sack.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 36 for CBC. Checking in now into the backfield, it's number 46, Caden Shea. Gage is going to come in motion to the top of your screen. McClellan fakes. Now he's looking downfield. He'll fire, and it's batted down by a Cardinal Ritter defensive lineman, and I think that was Marshawn Ivy, the middle linebacker, who got his hands up.
Well, and you see Nick go running after that ball. He's trying to make sure that doesn't get picked off because that was up in the air for a long time. He comes right down here. He tries to rip that ball out to Ness Webb. And he ends up a little friendly fire right there as Ness is coming. Ness is working back to it and gets blown up. CBC's got a 3rd and 10 here. Depending on what they get on this, could be 2-down territory.
McClellan fakes, 2-step drop, rolls right, looking. Now he avoids the tackle, runs up the field. He'll go out of bounds inside the 35. So it'll be 4th and maybe 7. We'll see where they spot it here.
It's hard to tell on this near sideline from our vantage point. Ooh, did they give him 5? They got a solid 4.5 on that.
So it'll be 4th and let's say 6 at the 32.
You got to feel good about going for it here with the way your defense is played. I mean, punting it here, you're not really in a position to go for a field goal.
So 4th and 6, and we have a timeout, I believe, being called. I don't know if CBC took it or, oh, it looks like Ritter called it. So that's their second timeout. They only have one left here in the first half. 4:44 to go, 7-6, the Cadets lead. And this sellout crowd has been treated to an excellent football game so far.
I mean, a great game. Lots of buzz. You can just feel the energy in the air here in the stands tonight. You had that opening kickoff that went for a touchdown, and Ritter had the long drive that got stopped. CBC gets the long screen pass. And, wow, I mean, just a great shot of our student section right there. The annual Fan Fest where we paint all the freshmen purple. And just such a great crowd, and hopefully they all stick around and see a great game. And even though I'll try to call this as even as I can, hopefully a CBC victory.
6 yards for a first down. The line to gain is the 26-yard line. CBC has it at the 32, 4th and 6.
People have been waiting for this game for a while. Oh, they're going to punt.
Oh, they are going to punt. Gage lines up. Now, this might be a situation you've talked about, Coach, where you're on a position of the field where Gage kind of gets an idea of where the defenders are before he punts it, and he just pooches it out of bounds. They had nobody deep.
I think they felt, well, I think they missed that spot, but all right. I think when CBC was going right away and going with a little bit of tempo, they liked it. But when Cardinal Ritter called the timeout and took a chance to, get themselves set, CBC's got a 1-point lead. Don't give Cardinal Ritter any more field position than you have to. And look, Cordes, every one of his punts has been inside the 15-yard line. And, only three, mind you, but all have been inside the 15-yard line. You'll take that all day.
1st and 10 at the 11 for Ritter. That was a 21-yard punt, but very effective, pinning the Lions deep in their own territory. Here's a pitch. Angling over the right side across the 25, close to a first down is number 16, Bryce Claiborne, the wide receiver. That counts as a completed pass by the quarterback, number 6, Kashmir Manuzik.
And CBC looked like they had the edge set, but they didn't get a fill off of turning that in. Jameer Sims came up and took on the lead blocker, stopped him in his spot, but nobody was there to curl back around and fill from that particular side.
So 2nd and 1 at the 20. 4:04 to play and counting, first half. Ritter trying to put together a long time-consuming drive, and that'll eat some clock. A loss on the play. Manny Ellis over the right side, and the Cadets have done a great job in the run game here tonight.
He's had a couple of little bursts there and pretty much gave him no gain on that as you'll have a 3rd and 1 here.
So 3rd and 1 at the 20.
I would expect that you might get Cardinal Ritter trying to draw CBC off sides. They've managed to do that a couple of times in short yardage situations.
Manuzik out of the gun.
Oh,
and this time he drew his own guy
he did.
Across the line of scrimmage. Bryce Claiborne jumped early, and that'll push Cardinal Ritter back 5 yards. So a 3rd and 1 will now be a 3rd and 6 back at the 15.
That's the way Cardinal Ritter's got to be kicking themselves. It's a couple of times they've had, a 3rd and more manageable situation and have not been able to take care of business.
Manuzik, a sophomore, takes the snap, looks left, fires. It's caught, but what a play in the open field! Racing in to make the stop, Roman Jackson.
And here's the thing that you're seeing here from this young Cardinal Ritter team, and don't get me wrong, just not very experienced. We've not seen them throw a hitch, a slant, anything across the middle. It's been vertical routes and screen passes to the perimeter, and CBC seems prepared for that. That's something they're going to have to figure out how they want to go with that long term. I guess in a close game, you stick by your guns, but if they get behind by any amount, and CBC stays tough against the run, they're going to have to figure something else out in the passing game.
Jaquise Felix back to do the punting. Looks like Jaden Reed now deep, not Arness Webb. And I think we're going to get another timeout. I don't think they had their personnel on, and the play clock was about to run out. So Cardinal Ritter had to take their third timeout. They're out of timeouts here in the half. 2:08 to play.
And I'm not convinced that CBC had their personnel. They had a couple of guys running out there late. So who knows? You got to wonder at some point. I know the big punter out there, defensive tackle, Jaquise, does a nice job, but you got to wonder how he's going to handle a hard rush with some athleticism off the edge, and whether CBC would decide to take a shot at blocking a punt. Not having a traditional specialist back there by comparison to other teams that they would play.
Two of the top teams in the state of Missouri. CBC ranked number 2, STL Today large school. And Cardinal Ritter also ranked number 2, small school here in the St. Louis area. Marquee matchup, two great programs. Reed stands at his 45. Felix gets ready to punt. He's standing in his end zone. High snap, he gathers and kicks, and he kind of hooks this one towards the sideline. CBC will have great field position at the 45. That ball was back at the, 13-yard line,
yep.
So a 32-yard punt.
It'll be great right here for CBC. We've seen a lot of college teams like to talk about having that ball right at the end of the half and then getting it back, that 2-for-1 situation. I know Eli Drinkowitz at Mizzou talks a lot about that situation. Be nice for them to punch one in here, bleed out some clock, get the ball back to start the second half, and put themselves in the driver's seat in this game.
Pistol formation, 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left for McClellan. He fakes it to Rivers, rolls and dumps. Here's Vic Williams, makes the catch inside the 45, down close to the 30. Vic Williams, 15 yards, and the Cadets are in business.
Little bootleg pass, flipped it out to Vic Williams, who was kind of the up back out there on the left side. Got a good gain right there, got out of bounds, stopped the clock.
1:54 to play, 1st and 10 at the 30. McClellan hands it to Rivers. Good to see Rivers back in the game after getting dinged up on the last drive. He falls forward close to the 25.
And with 3 timeouts, CBC can, is in a position where they can run the ball in these situations.
Ryan Stringer in on the stop.
Stringer in on the stop for Cardinal Ritter. 1:35 to go and counting. 2nd and 5. And another flag, this time from the back judge. We're going to get a false start on CBC.
It's a strange place to see the flag thrown from on a false start. But another penalty on the Cadets.
So it'll be back to 2nd and 10 at the 30. 1:30 to play. First half, 7-6 CBC. They're driving to close the half, as Coach just mentioned, looking for that 2-for-1, trying to score here, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Oh,
and another false start.
Mental error right there.
So it'll be 2nd and 15. That was the right guard who got up into his stance early.
That's Carter Woodard, I believe. And what started to look like a promising drive is now kind of sputtering a little bit, largely because of penalties.
2nd and 15 at the 35-yard line for the Cadets. Play clock now at 12. Plenty of time to get a play off. McClellan takes the snap, hands it to Vic Williams, picking his way up the middle. He doesn't get much, maybe a couple.
Williams, the ball carrier.
So they'll bring up 3rd down. We'll see how much of this clock Coach Pingle decides to bleed before taking a shot here. They're calling a timeout.
Ivy and Stringer in on the stop for Cardinal Ritter. 3rd and 13, under a minute to go now. McClellan takes the snap, sets up, looks downfield, looking, now fires towards the sideline, and going up to make a catch was Arness Webb. That was beautiful.
And the clock will stop to set the change. We got to wonder whether Coach Pingle will call timeout here now that you got the first down. Yeah, you're going to see him burn that timeout. I understand with 3rd and long why you weren't planning on burning that timeout, because if you don't get anything, Cardinal Ritter has no timeouts. You don't have to run another play in that situation, and so you're not in a position to have to do anything risky unless you want to. But now you get the first down on a great leaping catch by Arness Webb. You get a first down, and you still got 2 timeouts left.
So 28.4 to go. 7-6 CBC. They're driving inside the 20 at the 18. Williams will be the lone back. 4 wide receivers in the game for the Cadets.
I don't see Courtney on the sideline again. I worry about those ankles and those sorts of situations. Hopefully nothing. I know he went back in, but.
Coming in motion now, Gage to the right side of the formation. McClellan fakes, looks. Now he's going to scramble out to the left. He's got some field over there. He takes off inside the 10, inside the 5, and a penalty flag comes in. And I think they're going to get number 57 on that, Landon Brown. I think they're going to get him with a hold when McClellan broke contain. That's a tough penalty.
Yeah, and I don't think he needed to do it, you know, and you always say they never need to, but sometimes, you know, if you're beat, you're like, okay, I'm going to hold this guy so that I don't give up a shot on my guy. You know, I don't want him to take an unnecessary hit in that situation, and that's just a killer. That ends up being a
10-yard
penalty. I thought looked like they were marking it off further because it's a spot penalty, but it looks like it happened right at the line of scrimmage.
So back at the 28-yard line, 1st and 20. With 18.2 seconds to go until halftime. Cadets driving left to right. McClellan. Good snap, now fires. Left side, caught by Reed. Reed picks his way inside the 20, inside the 15. Shimmies his way inside the 5. He's close to a touchdown. And Coach Pingle running down the field to call a timeout with 7.4 to go.
This annoys me, though, because the officials know that they're going to call a timeout. They got to know that they got to be ready to do that. And the coach should not have to run all the way down the field in order to get a timeout called there. CBC lost about 4 seconds on that because the coach had to, go find the official.
What a run by Jaden Reed.
Great catch and run, and probably his most explosive play on the season right now.
So they're marking it just outside the 1-yard line. Coach, 7.4 to go. You got to throw it here, right?
I'm probably looking to set up some sort of quarterback run with Nick McClellan. That's what I'm looking to do because you still got a timeout.
Yes.
If you want to get back out to try to kick a field goal, you do have that opportunity. A running play does take up a lot more time than a pass play potentially does. But the way Nick kind of dances around back there with some of the pass plays when it's not open, I'm probably looking to go design run to him or even Vic Williams. But they got both him and Courtney. So you got a three-headed monster in there in the backfield to be able to run the ball.
1st and goal at the 1 for CBC. Snap to McClellan. He keeps it himself. He's going to roll right. He avoids the tackle, and he dances in for 6. Coach, I don't know if it was a design run, but that was the result. McClellan running it in for the touchdown.
But you got an athletic quarterback, so you roll him out and you give him a two-way go. You say, okay, you've got an options here. You got an easy pitch and catch. Take it. If you don't, take the run and get into the end zone. He did exactly that. As he rolled out, it looked like Vic Williams was open, but I think Nick just liked the alley he had to run the ball and got in for a score right here with 2 seconds left to go in the half.
Snap back, ball down. Kick by Gage is a line drive kick that squeaks through inside the left upright.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty. But And we may see as the season goes on, you might see the junior Max Dawes start taking some of those opportunities. But, I mean, he's a kid who came from soccer over to football later into the season than you traditionally would have. So he's probably still learning the nuances of kicking a football versus kicking a soccer ball.
That move where he rolls right, defender comes up, he fakes the throw to freeze the defender, and then dances around him in for the touchdown. Just a brilliant run by Nick McClellan. 14-6 Cadets with 2 seconds to play until halftime, so the kickoff should eat up these remaining 2 seconds. We'll see. And it looks like number 15 for CBC is out to kick, and that is Weston Gannon.
Weston's done a fair amount of specialist work for CBC going into late last year when there were some injuries. Plays quarterback, plays safety. He's another gadget guy who can do a lot of different things as a pretty wide skill set toolbox he can work from. And I think they like to use him on some directional kicks as opposed to Dawes, who's just got the big foot. Not just, but I mean, utilizes a big foot.
Manny Ellis back deep. Jaquez Beck back deep. And that's a little pooch kick at the 25. Coming up field and finally run out of bounds is number 5, Kenny Robinson, and that runs out the clock here in the first half. CBC leads 14-6. As we head to halftime, and Coach, what a first half. I mean, everyone's packed the stadium. They knew it was going to be an exciting game. Everybody knew 2 of the top programs in St. Louis, and it lived up to the billing in the first half.
So far, so good. And, you know, obviously as a CBC guy, that's who I'm rooting for. Those are the kids that I see every day in the classroom, you know, and so far a good start, minus the kickoff. Some of the penalties, right. I think some of the discipline stuff, I'm sure they'll talk about that at halftime. We've talked about it over the years of what a great halftime adjustment team CBC is, and I'm sure they'll make a couple of tweaks. We saw it last week against Sacred Heart, and we've seen it over the years. So hopefully we get a little bit more of that, and CBC can come out in the second half and take over this game.
Other than the opening kickoff, the Cadets defense has not allowed a score this game by the Cardinal Ritter offense.
No, and Ritter drove the ball down to the 1-yard line the one time, got the 4th down stop. But other than that, CBC's defense is held with the exception of some penalties. It's
halftime here at W. Michael Ross Stadium. We hope you are enjoying the broadcast on the Cadet Student Network and, of course, on Matrix Midwest. We are going to send you to halftime. The score, CBC 14, Cardinal Ritter 6.
Goodbye, weeds. Hello, Tomato Empire. Shut the fridge door. You've earned Emos. Time to upgrade. Get a large pizza for the price of a medium or an extra large for the price of a large. Order online or on the Emos Pizza app.
Let's start this renovation. New cabinets, countertops, flooring, fixtures.
Okay, guys, let's make our customers proud. On 3. Ready? Ready.
Come on, guys, let's get this space prep.
It's football season right now, but it's MFL season all year long. More for less remodeling. Whether you need a new kitchen, bathroom, or a total renovation, you'll score big with MFL.
That was one heck of a team effort.
Get the MFL team. More for less, STL.com.
Upgrading your IT systems? Partner with us for sustainable IT management. With on-site asset inventory and physical and digital data destruction. We can also evaluate, refurbish, and remarket your equipment. From chain of custody to final disposition, your assets and data are destroyed by national standards. Adonis Recycling, making an impact in the community.
What makes a fan? We're fans. Plug in to Matrix Midwest, a new kind of channel for fans of all kinds. St. Louis sports, culture, lifestyle. Matrix Midwest, St. Louis's only free and independent sports and entertainment network. Fans belong here.
Hey race fans, John Bomarito here. The Race to the Savings sales event is on at all 20 Bomarito locations. Purchase or lease any new or pre-owned vehicle and get 4 tickets to this year's NASCAR Xfinity race. See hometown favorite Jordan Anderson Racing Bomarito Autosport as they compete for the win with 3 ultra-fast Chevy-powered Camaros. Then take advantage of the largest selection and best factory incentives of the summer. Going on now during our Race to the Savings sales event, open 24/7 at Bomarito.com. See you at the track.
Some like it hot. You like it extra crispy. Shut the fridge door. You've earned Emos. Party more? Save more. Use promo codes to get $5, $10, or $15 off your next order. Order online or on the Emos Pizza app.
Men for tomorrow, brothers for life. We say it often and we take great pride in our commitment to this motto. That commitment has become a part of who we are at CBC.
Our brotherhood is well defined. We see it, we feel it, we experience it every day. It's in the relationships we establish, the moments we share, and the memories we will cherish forever.
But what does it mean to be a man for tomorrow? It means that you've prepared your mind, your body, your spirit, and your conscience for anything that life might throw your way. Your experiences at CBC should push you, challenge you, and inspire you to make the world a better place. And after 4 years, every cadet who walks across that stage at graduation will be a man who is guided by faith, strengthened by intellect, committed to justice, and prepared to lead and serve.
I am a difference maker. Oh, I am only one who speaks to him. And I am the friendliest of friends of God. I am a difference maker. Oh, I am only one who speaks to him. And I am the friendliest of friends of God.
At CBC, we win awards, championships, and accolades of all kinds. We love to celebrate together and couldn't be more proud of these accomplishments. But ultimately, our purpose is much greater. CBC is here to develop young men who will go out and make a difference in the world. That's a man for tomorrow.
A CBC high school education is about a transformation from boys to men. It is about the formation of a brotherhood that will stand the test of time. It is about service and discovery. It is about coming to understand the world around us and the people that live in it, and ourselves through real life experiences.
I've been here at CBC for 2 years, and what I'm seeing in the classroom on a daily basis continues to amaze and inspire me every single day.
We know that we're preparing students for success in careers that will extend beyond the year 2050. We can't keep teaching them like it's 1950. That just doesn't work.
Education is no longer teacher-driven with things like worksheets and lectures, but instead student-driven, where teachers provide students with hands-on learning experiences.
For example, our students aren't just memorizing the definition of entrepreneurship. They're interacting with entrepreneurs. They're practicing. They're becoming entrepreneurs.
We are providing opportunities and experiences for these boys that go beyond just delivering content. When I became an engineer, it was in spite of my education. These boys are becoming engineers because of their education.
It's exciting to me to see problem solvers in an authentic learning environment. They grow to be self-directed learners and critical thinkers.
Reality is we're trying to prepare CBC students for jobs, careers, opportunities, and experiences that just don't exist yet.
There is no other industry that can remain stagnant for generations and still succeed. Education has to evolve. We have to innovate, and that's our focus here at CBC.
Over 200 students, staff, and community leaders gathered for a special ceremony at CBC High School to honor a group of students that were selected as national winners in the C-SPAN National Video Contest.
We had almost 1,700 entries, so to rise to the top means that you have taken an issue that we can tell means something to you, is important to you, is important to your community, and that you have gone out to find the right subject matter experts, to ask them for interviews, to go into your community and find the people who can talk about that issue, and then succinctly telling a story in 5 to 6 minutes, and they were able to do that wonderfully.
The winning group consisted of Hunter Smith, Drake Clifton, and Ryan Pinkerton, and received their recognition for this national honor in front of their classmates, as well as local dignitaries who presented them with proclamations highlighting their accomplishments. The winning video was selected by C-SPAN on its merits of tackling not only a St. Louis problem, but a national issue.
Millions of young adults in this country who, frankly, like every generation, they're the future of the country. And they're smart, and they're articulate, and most probably importantly, they're passionate. They want to see things change and change for the better. So they taking the initiative and taking those first steps to realize that, yeah, things can be better. Things don't have to be the way they've always been.
This is the first year that CBC and its students participated in the C-SPAN National Contest, which makes the accomplishment even more special.
At CBC, we create men for tomorrow who are committed to justice, guided by faith, strengthened by intellect, and prepared to lead and serve. And that's really easy to say, but doing that is hard, and building those experiences for our students to have the opportunity to develop those skills to be that man for tomorrow. The work they did here is just one step on their journey to become a man for tomorrow, and they have a lot of more learning experiences ahead of them.
Those experiences conclude with a CBC graduate truly becoming a man for tomorrow through their commitment to making the community a better place.
I think when we talk about the concept of men for tomorrow, we're trying to bring these young guys up to give them an opportunity to look at the world around them and how can they make a difference. You know, and it goes back to our Lasallian formation, what we want to do with these young men and giving them this opportunity, but then they're going to go out and do these great things. They're going to go out in the world and truly make things happen, and to be a part of that, to see what they're then going to accomplish, I couldn't be more proud and more excited. National recognition like this, the project that they did, the quality that they produced, and then to see them judged at this level with so many experts looking at this to appreciate their work, this is exactly what CBC is about. And this is what our focus on education, Men for Tomorrow, this is going to make a difference in the world.
These young men to my left are a powerful example of CBC's not only unique approach to education, but what it means to be a man for tomorrow.
What we saw today was like just the tip of the iceberg with all the work that went into it. That's what makes this so special, that this was, maybe these students were recognized, but it was a community effort like all things we do here at CBC.
Welcome to the CBC Golf Open presented here by GFI Digital at Whitmore Country Club.
The CBC Golf Open here at Whitmore Country Club benefits students at CBC in tuition assistance and scholarship. We're excited to bring our community together. It's parents, it's alumni, it's students, it's grads, and they all come together to play golf, have a lot of fun, and support our school.
Well, it's just one of a million things we do at CBC that pull everybody back in and together. And when I look at the number of guys that are coming out here to play, the number of volunteers that we got, young men that are going to be volunteering today, it's just another example of the greatness of CBC and the fact that so many people want to get together and enjoy each other.
That's my favorite part about everything CBC does is the brotherhood. Brothers from every age are out here. Guys all the way back into the 60s, down from my class in 03, we've got guys out here, and we've even got current students out here. And the brotherhood just runs so strong and makes things like this possible.
The brotherhood is absolutely visible here. Our grads can't wait to be together. They can't wait to get on the course. But this also involves our volunteers. And so there are moms that are volunteering. They can't wait for this day. There are grads that volunteer. And when you bring volunteers, alumni, parents, and students together for a great cause, it's kind of electric.
I think it's terrific. I think now, especially that it's more of an alumni open. I usually see so many people. I love the fact that you see a lot of guys together from certain classes. They kind of make this a priority. This is a day they're all going to get together. I know we do. We understand the importance of this day and what it means for some young men that are going to be helped for education. So we'll always do it, and let's continue on.
I just want to say to everybody that participates, volunteers, works this, or just comes out and joins, thank you. CBC really appreciates you coming out and being with us. Your support of our school, our young men, and our mission to help these young men grow into Men for Tomorrow and Brothers for Life.
We do a lot of co-curricular in our STEM department, and what we found was there are a lot of organizations, colleges that were reaching down to us, and we were really getting a big benefit from that. And so we wanted to pay it forward. And in doing so, we started within the last couple of years of reaching down to middle schools. One of our 6 tenets is to reach down. So today what you see is basically the fruit of that labor. So we have middle school from Blessed Teresa of Calcutta. And today they are embarking on a challenge of a hackathon. It's kind of happening all day, where they've been given the challenge to develop a mobile app that addresses the issue of digital literacy in their school. And so what they're doing is working with a mentor. The mentors are CBC students, mostly juniors and seniors. And together they are not only coming up with a solution to address that challenge, but they're also building, editing, and then they have to present in front of judges.
CBC has reached out a couple times to invite us to some STEM-a-thon, hackathon events. And any opportunity that our kids have to learn new things, I offered it out to them and they were very excited. Being in this environment around the high school kids and getting the opportunity to create like they are is just awesome. So they're very excited.
What I hear from their teacher is that they just love this authentic type of real world experience that their kids are getting. And so I think the feedback is a win-win on both, for both.
Goodbye, weeds. Hello, Tomato Empire. Shut the fridge door. You've earned emos. Time to upgrade. Get a large pizza for the price of a medium or an extra large for the price of a large. Order online or on the Imo's Pizza app.
Let's start this renovation. New cabinets, countertops, flooring, fixtures.
Okay, guys, let's make our customers proud. On 3. Ready? Ready.
Come on, guys, let's get this space prep.
It's football season right now, but it's MFL season all year long. More for less remodeling. Whether you need a new kitchen, bathroom, or a total renovation, you'll score big with MFL.
That was one heck of a team effort.
Get the MFL team. More for less, STL.com.
Upgrading your IT systems? Partner with us for sustainable IT management. With on-site asset inventory and physical and digital data destruction. We can also evaluate, refurbish, and remarket your equipment. From chain of custody to final disposition, your assets and data are destroyed by national standards. Adonis Recycling, making an impact in the community.
What makes a fan? We're fans. Plug in to Matrix Midwest, a new kind of channel for fans of all kinds. St. Louis sports, culture, lifestyle. Matrix Midwest, St. Louis's only free and independent sports and entertainment network. Fans belong here.
Hey race fans, John Bomarito here. The Race to the Savings sales event is on at all 20 Bomarito locations. Purchase or lease any new or pre-owned vehicle and get 4 tickets to this year's NASCAR Xfinity race. See hometown favorite Jordan Anderson Racing Bomarito Autosport as they compete for the win with 3 ultra-fast Chevy-powered Camaros. Then take advantage of the largest selection and best factory incentives of the summer. Going on now during our Race to the Savings sales event, open 24/7 at Bomarito.com. See you at the track.
Some like it hot. You like it extra crispy. Shut the fridge door. You've earned Imo's. Party more? Save more. Use promo codes to get $5, $10, or $15 off your next order. Order online or on the Imo's Pizza app.
We are back in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth here at W. Michael Ross Stadium on the campus of CBC High School. It's halftime. The Cadets lead 14-6 over Cardinal Ritter. And Coach Cardinal Ritter got off to a fast start, opening kickoff, 90 yards for a touchdown, but the Cadet defense showed up in that first half.
They did. They played very, very well. Fourth and goal stop after Cardinal Ritter returned a punt for good yardage to help set up that drive. And then the CBC offense hasn't been spectacular, but has done enough to give them that lead with the nice long screen pass to Rivers, and then converting that, first and long at the end of the first half to get into the end zone with 2 seconds left when Nick McClellan rolled out and decided to take it himself.
McClellan's 4th touchdown pass of the year, 2nd running touchdown, and he is just very hard to defend.
Well, he is. I mean, he's got great athleticism, a great arm, and he doesn't, read things traditionally like a quarterback, but the offense is designed around his skill set and allows him to use those things to be explosive with the athletes and the great players that CBC has.
And how about Cortland Collins? A bunch of big tackles on defense. He's had at least 4 tackles for loss in this game. He's been all over the field.
I mean, he's got to be close to near 10 tackles in the game, and has done a great job.
All right. We get ready to start the second half. CBC and Cardinal Ritter. The Cadets will receive. Ritter will kick. The Cadets will go right to left on your screen. And we talked about it at the end of that half, Coach, the ability for CBC to run out the clock and score at halftime, knowing they were also going to get the ball to start the second half. That could be huge in terms of building up a lead against this very talented Cardinal Ritter team.
Yeah, you better get Cardinal Ritter while you can, because the talent is very evident on this team, and as soon as these guys get some games under their belt and get some experience, it's very clear that they are going to be an extremely, extremely explosive team. They're already really, really fast and flying around on defense, giving CBC a little bit of fits here, and I hope that they'll take another week to figure it out. So
that's Coach Chris Maris. This is Randy Molman. We are live now here in the second half. We're turning it across the 30, close to the 33 before being taken down.
CBC set up a left return right there, and Darian Jones got out there, got a decent return on it. I think you probably want to think about, with their speed, going straight at them and trying to get by them before they can get into their, before they can get broken down in good tackling position. But CBC will have okay field position here outside the 30-yard line.
We're underway here in the second half. CBC has the football. Nick McClellan leads the troops onto the field. Trips to the right. Wide receiver split out to the near side.
First down here, his first action in the game is then the receiver, the 6'7" receiver on the near sideline.
He had a couple of nice catches last week in Springfield. McClellan takes the snap. He'll hand it off. Up the middle, picking his way, trying to get to the 35. Looks like Courtney Rivers, the ball carrier. And he gets 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ryan Stringer with the tackle.
And I think he's getting an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty
for taunting at the end of that?
He's barking at the sideline, and I know Dorian a little bit. Dorian's a great kid, and I think he's just letting his emotions get the better of him. He was at CBC as a freshman, actually freshman and a sophomore before moving on to Cardinal Ritter, and a lot of jaw-jacking between these guys, and a lot of tension for this.
You talked about Cardinal Ritter and their gelling and getting, being able to build as the season goes on, and the reason for that, Carson Boyd, their starting quarterback last year, over 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns. He completed 80% of his passes. They had a 1,700-yard rusher who graduated, Jamarion Parker, and their leading receiver was Dejarion Miller, who had 71 catches and over 1,000 yards. McClellan scrambles, and he's wrapped up. He's trying to drag tacklers. He does. I don't know how he did it. Number 55, Jaquez Felix, was all over his back, and McClellan dragged him for 3.
Well, I don't think Jaquez could really get his hands completely on McClellan. I think he was just trying to get a good grip on him, and Nick just kept moving and squeezing out of it. Ultimately gets a couple of yards out of there, and
just shy of the Cardinal Ritter 47. After the penalty, they marked it up to midfield. The unsportsmanlike call on Stringer. There's a fake. McClellan has time this time. Fires over the middle of the field. It's tipped away.
Oh, my
but
gosh.
caught by Jaden Reed. What a catch off the tip. Oh, you have to see this again, folks.
I thought, oh, no, this might get picked. Little coming in. Good play right there, and great concentration by Reed to bring that play in.
Right now, the Indiana State football coaches are fist bumping each other. Here's Vic Williams up the middle. He bounces off a tackle, gets close to the 15.
That hole right there was developing a little late, and they were able to get him from behind, but still got a couple of yards on there.
Just underway, third quarter. CBC driving. Rivers in the backfield. Jaden Reed and Jake Plummer first, and number 13, Isaiah Thomas on the field.
Trying to get their formation right here. It usually does not take CBC this long to get in formation.
Also, Corday Gage split out to the right. Here's Rivers. He turns the corner inside the 10. Is he across the pylon?
Oh, yeah. That was
touchdown. CBC, second of the day for Rivers.
Glad to see Courtney get on the board there, and that 15-yard penalty, huge in setting that up. That brought the ball out to midfield. You got the run by McClellan and that great catch by Jaden Reed, and Courtney Rivers finishes it off.
Corday Gage on to attempt the extra point. That drive took just over 2 minutes. Gage out of the hold of Reed. Snap back, ball down. Kick is up. It is good. 21-6, CBC leading Cardinal Ritter with 9:50 to play here in the third. And Cadet fans, while we take this time out on the field, let's take a moment to celebrate something bigger than football. 175 years of CBC education. Since 1850, Christian Brothers College High School has been forming young men guided by faith, brotherhood, and excellence. And speaking of brotherhood, mark your calendars. During homecoming week, September 22nd through the 26th, it's the Brotherhood Battle Alumni Class Giving Challenge. Alumni from every generation will go head-to-head to see which class can really rally the most support. It's all about participation. Every gift counts, and thanks to our arsenal of cash matching fund, your impact goes further. Top class wins bragging rights, a class party at a private social club, and their own championship flag flying on campus. So alumni listening tonight, get ready to represent your class, support today's cadets, and keep the brotherhood strong for the next 175 years. If you want to learn more, read your CBC emails, follow CBC on Facebook, Instagram, X, and LinkedIn.
Hey, let's go, class of 1990. Let's get out there and do well in this. I'd like to see them be in the thick of this competition.
So on to kick off for the Cadets, number 93, Max Dawes. Cadets drive down the field, make short work of that Ritter defense, and now are up 21-6. Kick angles to the sideline, and it gets into the end zone for a touchback. Boy, that was...
I thought if that hit the wrong way, because it hit just outside of the end zone, if that hits the wrong way, it kicks out of bounds, and while it's at the end of the world, you're like, ooh, but nice job on that angle kick. Here's that replay again. Just tipped right there by number 7 for Cardinal Ritter.
Yeah, Jaquez Beck.
Jaquez Beck, and he did a nice job on that, quite honestly. I mean, he got up to get that ball. That ball was a frozen rope, and I'm surprised it didn't kick out away more than it did.
Kashmir Manuzik is the quarterback for Ritter. He hands it off, looking for Ellis up the middle, picks his way across the 20, gets a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Nick McClellan playing safety there came in late. The play was being whistled dead. He ripped the ball out, but another second there or whatnot, and that might have been a turnover.
I don't know if he made the tackle, but coming up on the bottom of that pile was Cortland Collins.
He seems to find his way around the ball
every
time it's out there. And, you know, if you saw Cortland around the school building, you'd think he's a good football player or whatnot, but you wouldn't think he's as dominant as he is in the game just watching him. You know, he's pretty unassuming kid, very, like, happy-go-lucky, gregarious kid in the hallways. But when he gets on the football field, he gets after it.
2nd and 8 at the 22 for Ritter. And I think we're going to get a timeout. Coach Brennan Spain calls timeout. There was a lineman who came in late. And so some personnel issues.
If you're CBC, you're going to be thinking, okay, Cardinal Ritter obviously feels like this particular possession is very, very important. Maybe not to score, but to hold the ball a little bit, try to keep CBC on the sideline as we converted that into the half, out of the half with 2 touchdowns. you know, I got to think they feel like in some way, shape, or form they've got to eat some clock and get a first down so they can get their bearings in this game.
We're sitting at 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. 21-6, CBC leading Cardinal Ritter. And the Cadet defense has not allowed an offensive drive for a touchdown in this game. The only scoring done by the Lions was the opening kickoff, returned 90 yards by Manny Ellis. Second down, 8. Ball spotted at the 22. Ritter going left to right. Manuzik positioning Ellis now on his right hip. Takes the snap, fires, and it's incomplete. Threw it short of his intended target, Ryan McDavis.
Now, I did not watch every play of last week's game, so I'll preface that, but that is the first time in all the plays I watched of last week's game and this week that they've thrown an intermediate style of pass, running that hitch right there where they didn't go downfield or throw a screen.
3rd and 8 at the 22.
Got some personnel changes coming in here.
Ellis checks out, and Kenny Robinson now in at tailback.
Landon Brown and Woody Woodard over here trying to get these guys fired up. This crowd in the game.
Manuzik trying to scramble out of trouble. He can't. Ball is loose. It's picked up and running for 6.
Cole Rivers, the brothers got touchdowns tonight, boys. Nice job. Punched out of Manuzik, and Cole Rivers picks up the fumble and returns it for a touchdown.
What a play. And the Cadets have opened it to 27-6 before this extra point is attempted. Cole Rivers with the fumble 6 for CBC. Student section going nuts over there on the near side. Corday Gage will kick the extra point.
This game has really turned on its head since the end of the first half, with CBC punching it in right at the end of halftime.
It was 14-6 at halftime, but it was 7-6 all the way up till that final drive. Snap back, ball down, kick is up and good, but there's a penalty flag. Side judge over on the far side of the field throws the flag. So I don't know if it's offside or if they're going to have to kick it again.
Looks like they're going to have to kick it again either way.
So Gage will attempt again.
The kickoff team was coming on the field. Coach Bingle's having to wave them back.
Snap back, ball down. Kick is up, and it is good. CBC leads 28-6, 14 points in the first 3 minutes and 15 seconds of the second half. An offensive drive for CBC, a Courtney Rivers touchdown, followed by his brother Cole Rivers scooping up a fumble and returning it for 6. And this Cadet defense has really bowed its neck in this game, Coach.
They have done a nice job here and have not given up an offensive score in this game. And Cardinal Ritter is really got to be feeling like they're on the ropes early in this half.
28-6 Cadets lead, and they are about ready to kick off right to left.
Joe Kopp holding him up, and it looked like maybe Jameer Sims or Cortland Collins punched it out, and Cole Rivers right there to clean up and take it in for the touchdown. Right place and right time for the young linebacker.
Absolutely. And for Manuzik, he was just trying to get out of trouble and make something happen, and it ended up costing him.
Last week we saw the freshman quarterback. They played the freshman quarterback against Jackson a little bit, gave them a little bit of a pop. We'll see whether they decide to go to him. A little bit of ball security issue right there, but I don't see Manuzik doing anything terribly wrong.
Here's Ellis at the 2. He comes out across the 15, 20, 25, picking his way down the sideline, finally brought down across the 30. Boy, he is electric on those kick returns.
He is, and he went right to where we've been kicking the ball. He was set up there. We had a guy right down there in his face right at the get-go, and he just jump cut him right out of his shoes.
Carson Kaburek with the tackle. The senior linebacker downfield. So 1st and 10 at the 33 for Ritter. And it does look like Rylan Moore, the freshman quarterback, has checked into the game.
I had a hunch we'd see him anyway in the second half, but after the turnover right there, it's hard not to go to him since they've not been able to get much done.
Moore tucks it, now fires a little jump throw down the field to number 5, Kenny Robinson. That's a big gainer for Ritter into CBC territory.
And that was an electric play from Rylan Moore right here. He is getting sacked and jumps up out of there a la Tim Tebow and gets that ball down the sideline. That actually looked a little better than some of those Tim Tebow jump passes, to be quite honest with you.
So a big gainer, 22 yards to the CBC 45. And so Rylan Moore comes in immediately and provides a spark. They list him at 5'8", 155 pounds, but he is electric. 1st and 10 at the 45, handoff Ellis, and he is drilled by Cortland Collins. He was there before Ellis could even get anything going in the backfield.
Going back to the previous play real quick after that great stop right there by the Cadets. I mean, interesting, they bring the freshman in and they let him throw the ball on his first play. You know, there's not any well, let's get him into this game and get him a little comfortable. He comes out firing, and you know, if they're going to get back in this game, they're going to have to do it on his arm because it doesn't look like the CBC defense is giving up much on the ground.
2nd and 11, loss of 1 at the CBC 46. Moore is ready. 2 wide receivers stacked on either side. Moore fires to the sideline. It's caught by number 3, Ryan McDavis.
Sophomore Josh Beasley on coverage right there, came up, made the tackle.
Pickup of 7, 3rd and 4. Under 7 to go, 3rd quarter. And this is a big drive for Cardinal Ritter. If they have designs on getting back in this game, this is a huge drive for the Lions, and I imagine this will be 4-down territory here.
I think a lot of that depends on this play.
3rd and 4. Shotgun snap. Moore. He's going to fire deep down the field. He's looking for McDavis, and he just missed him.
Ooh, it was close to PI on there. It was a little bit of contact as he came through on that post route. Nice throw by Rylan Moore. Boy, that was dangerously close to being a touchdown.
Beasley did slow him up, but you're right.
Right there, Beasley.
Or was that Beasley?
Yeah, that was Beasley, but the safety got stuck a little bit on the inside of that. Really only a one-man route. It was like, okay, we're going to get this post route and try to beat these receivers, and you're seeing the speed of Cardinal Ritter full force right there.
And they're going to go for it. CBC crowd rises to their feet. 4th and 4. Ooh, trying to get the Cadets to jump. Moore. Shotgun snap. He's got to avoid pressure. He is hit down by number 54, Dorian Magruder.
Dorian Magruder just came flying through there on the all-out pressure by CBC on the young quarterback, and he had no place to go.
How about this pressure? It was a jailbreak. Look at that.
Well, they were so worried about Collins on the blitz. The guy that should have gotten Dorian was worried about Cortland Collins and just let Dorian walk right to his right and was flying in. And now the CBC offense has an opportunity to really put some big-time pressure on Cardinal Ritter.
So turnover on down, CBC football. 1st and 10 at their own 46. Ball spotted on the left hash.
We're going to illegal substitution. Yeah, illegal substitution. Too many men on the field when they broke the huddle, I believe, for Cardinal Ritter. So that's going to walk this up and give CBC a 1st and 5.
At the 49-yard line of the Lions. Folks, this was a 7-6 game with less than 10 seconds to go in the first half. It's now 28-6. Here's a pitch to Jaden Reed. He turns it upfield and he's hit down. He'll be a yard shy.
Got 3-4 yards on that. He's going so fast to the perimeter right there. It's one of those things where you might want to dip in and dip back out unless you see a clear lane on the inside. Do they got a penalty or are they?
I'm not sure. The officials are kind of talking it over where the ball is supposed to be spotted.
I don't see a flag on the field. It could be on this near sideline.
I'm not sure. Now the official is moving the ball. Nope, another penalty on Ritter. It's going to be a 10-yarder, but
I don't know what
15-yard per. That is an unsportsmanlike, I believe, or a late hit, and that'll make it a first down all the way inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
So after the penalties were really hurting CBC early, now Cardinal Ritter's creeping up there with that as well.
1st and 10, McClellan keeps it himself, bounces to the outside, cuts it upfield. There's a flag down. McClellan dives towards the 26-yard line, but we're going to get a penalty, and a helmet flew off. CBC offensive lineman Bryce Jones. I don't know.
It depends on the situation with the helmet coming off. If they pulled it off.
Right. Then that would be what the flag was for.
They're calling a hold on Bryce, though.
So now Jones has to come off the field for a play. They'll mark this now all the way back outside the 40 and spot it at the 44. Line to gain is the 24. So it'll be 1st and 20 for the Cadets.
Julian Anderson comes in. Slide Wooder to the outside, and Julian Anderson comes in at right guard.
McClellan on the delay. Vic Williams, left side, stiff arms a man. He's run out of bounds by number 11, Dayon Ross. Good pickup there by Williams on first down.
5 or 6 of that back.
So 2nd and 14.
Little counter play right there by CBC.
Ooh, high snap. McClellan grabs it, fakes to the up man. Now fires deep down the field, and he overshot Reed. Reed
we
did.
Got flags down. What do we got flags on here? We got legal men downfield. Or is there extracurriculars going on? Now all of a sudden the flags are ineligible man downfield on CBC. They threw that flag at about the original line of scrimmage of, or where they started the drive, or the downs. And that's about 5 yards downfield.
5:22 to go in the third, and penalty after penalty here has kind of slowed the pace of this game.
They're going to decline it.
So it'll be 3rd and 15, it looks like, at the 39. Line to gain is the 24.
Jones back in the game.
Fake to Williams, throw near side. Jaden Reed up the field, inside the 30, run out of bounds.
See where they spot this. When they're on the near sideline, it's really hard for us to know where a guy goes out of bounds. And so we're going to get a 4th and 5. Illegal shift now on CBC.
Oh, man. I think we've had 4 or 5 straight plays where a flag has come
I know.
down.
And this time they are going to mark it off. That's 82 yards in penalties for CBC right now. 13 penalties.
Oof. So now all the way back to the 44. And once again, it is 3rd and 20.
Ritter's got 9 for 50 yards.
22 penalties between these two teams tonight. McClellan fakes, now drops, here comes pressure. He's going to roll out of it. To his right, looking downfield. Tries to duck the defender, but he could not get away from number 27, Marvon Cannon.
This will be a punting situation. Really unfortunate. CBC looked like they had something going and then just went backwards on penalties and just, poor execution.
Really did. The penalties did him in on this drive. So Gage will do the punting on 4th down, back at the 49-yard line, so 4th and 25. Gage stands back at his own 38. Back deep, number 7, Jaquez Beck. Good snap to Gage. He gets off. It's a nice high end-over-end kick. That'll take a CBC roll. They better get it inside the 5. They do. No. Did they down it at the 1?
Yeah, he's marking it
He's
at the
marking
1.
it at the 1. What a punt. 48 yards, and it landed at the 20. Took a great CBC roll inside the 5 and downed at the 1.
I thought CBC was late on getting down there to cover the punt. Isaiah Thomas, 13, I think, if I got that right. He was the one covering the punt, and he kind of came down a little late, but ultimately did a great job picking it up and kind of jogging down the goal line and not going into the end zone with it.
Ritter has it, 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line.
We're seeing more and more of Josh Beasley here at corner in the second half. And Richard Mosley on the opposite side.
Rylan Moore back in at quarterback. He gives it to Ellis. Ellis.
I hate this.
In the shadow of his own end zone. Runs out to the 15, maybe the 14. We'll see where they spot it. Wait a minute. Was there not a whistle? Did he may have landed on someone and may have not landed on the turf. And then he kept running because the whistle didn't blow. That's a touchdown. They're marking it a touchdown. So technically a 99-yard touchdown run for Ellis. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Hopefully we'll have a replay here.
I hope so, because that is just insane.
He was never on the ground, but his elbow was on the ground.
Elbow's down. He should have been down right there with his elbow on the ground.
They never blew the whistle. He landed on top of a player, and his knees never touched.
Your elbow is not allowed to be used as a supporting point. At least I've never seen it used as a supporting point.
Let's see if we can see that again. Yeah,
right
that right arm.
He's down.
That right elbow is on the turf. And the official was standing right there and missed it. Wow.
And Cortland Collins ended up on the ground after that. That's not good for CBC.
Give Manny Ellis credit, though. He didn't hear a whistle, and he kept going. Here it is again, right there.
The official's looking at it right there. And here's the other thing I'll say in high school football. And look, great awareness by Manny Ellis to do that. But at some point in time, that play becomes a little bit of a safety issue, too. You know, I mean, you've got guys in there, and the play appears to be dead. Forward momentum is stopped there also. You can call that on forward momentum stopped. Like if you hold a player up, they stop the play there. That could have been called in that regard as well.
So pistol formation as Ritter will go for 2 here. Rylan Moore calls a receiver, McDavis in motion. Low snap. Oh, he fumbles it. Now picks it up, fires back corner. He's out of bounds. So the 2-point conversion, no good. It's 28-12. Wow, what a series of events.
Yes.
Manny Ellis clearly down with the right elbow, but did not hear a whistle, and he kept moving.
Unless because he didn't have another supporting point down, maybe it's 2 or something like that, but that is what it is at this point. I mean, it's a bang-bang situation, you know, and I, you know, kind of a crazy officiated game to begin with.
Turns into a 99-yard touchdown run for Manny Ellis. He's had a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown and a 99-yard run. So with 3:37 to go, Felix into kickoff to the Cadets, and back deep it's number 32, Jaleel Walker, and number 10, Vic Williams.
Yeah, Darian Jones has been kind of walking around the sideline a little hampered Be interested to see whether they decide to do any sort of shenanigans with an onside kick right here.
So Felix will do the kicking. And he kicks it to Vic Williams at the 16. He runs near side, tries to cut upfield. Now he turns the corner and run out of bounds finally by number 22, Terrence Jones.
CBC will have decent field position, and they need to be moving forward this time and not backward and kind of clean up the penalties.
Yeah, just a weird series of events. The Cadets lost yardage on their last drive due to penalties and then pinned Ritter at their own 1-yard line, and Manny Ellis turns a odd play into a 99-yard touchdown run. That'll help his yards per carry average.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
1st and 10 at the 39. Pistol formation for the Cadets. Thomas in motion. Shotgun snap. Handoff. No, McClellan keeps it himself. On the RPO, and that's batted. The throw is batted down by number 21, Marshawn Ivy. And by the way, remember last week, Ritter was down 13 at one point against Jackson, came back and almost stole a victory. So Ritter.
This is a capable team.
Yeah, for sure. 2 wide receivers split top of your screen, 1 near side. McClellan sets up, now fires to the flat. Rivers is hit. The ball was high anyway, and that is Darian Stringer in coverage. It's now 3rd and 10, and now Rivers is going to limp again to the sideline.
And Darian Stringer's having to be, he's got a cramp. He's going to have to come off.
3:12 to go in the 3rd. Cadets 28, Cardinal Ritter 12. Coming up next for the Cadets, next Friday, it'll be at Chaminade, a 6 o'clock kickoff. And then the big matchup against DeSmet on September 19th.
DeSmet was up big on
MICDS.
Like 24-6 at halftime.
3rd and 10 for CBC. Trips to the right. McClellan takes the snap. Sets. He's got plenty of time. He's looking. Now he's going to go deep. He's got a man behind the coverage, and he just overshot Corday Gage.
The ball was just a little behind Corday Gage. Actually, I don't think he really overthrew it as much as he threw it behind him, and Corday couldn't adjust quick enough.
How about Corday Gage, though, recognizing he had time, and then he busts it down the field behind coverage. And it'll be 4th down, and now Gage is going to have to hustle back and do the punting here. 4th and 10 at the 39.
Use your whole play clock in this situation.
Back deep, number 7, Jaquez Beck for Cardinal Ritter. He stands at his 15. Here's the snap to Gage. Rugby-style punt, angling right side of the field. That'll take a CBC bounce. Picked up by Beck at the 16. Looking to come near side. Avoids the first tackler, but CBC runs him down at the 22.
Smart play by Beck to pick that up and get what he could get out of it, so they didn't give up a real deep play there. Get stuck deep in their own zone.
Number 39, Josiah Winbush chased him down, along with Carson Kaburik.
Like to see CBC continue to just keep him running laterally, not letting him turn up the outside as much as he did, but ultimately enough hemmed in order to keep the pursuit coming from the inside.
A 6-yard return all told, and the freshman quarterback, number 9, Rylan Moore, back on the field, and he has provided this Cardinal Ritter offense with a little spark since he entered the game here in the second half. Shotgun snap, fires far side. It's caught inside the 20, plus the 25, 30. And finally, McDavis is thrown out of bounds, and he got thrown late, and they're going to throw a flag for a late hit.
That's on Nick McClellan right there. I couldn't tell from our vantage point whether they were out of bounds yet, but obviously they felt like the receiver was out of bounds when he threw that.
Personal foul on the late hit as McClellan kind of turned and whipped him out of bounds. So another penalty called on the Cadets.
Now, and I can't tell, not seeing a replay, but if his feet were in bounds, I mean, CBC gave up on a play that you let go, keep going for a touchdown. So, you know, you're going to have to figure out how you want to call this here in terms of some of these plays that you don't blow a whistle on quick enough.
1st and 10 at the 45 for Ritter. Moore hands it. This is Ellis, spins away from the first tackler, and then is run down at the 49. Cortland Collins chasing him down, as well as looks like number 50, or is that 63 in on the stop? That is Rayshawn Smith.
Yeah, Jameer Sims looks like he had him hung up a little bit early on in that, was hanging on for a foot, stepped out of that, and then Rayshawn Smith came back and cleaned it up.
Pickup of 4, 2nd and 6 at the 49, 2:02 to go, third quarter. Ritter trying to close the gap. It's 28-12, Cadets lead. In motion, Robinson. And he's going to get sacked. Rylan Moore sacked back at the 44, and that was number 17 for CBC, Jameer Sims.
They motioned into empty, and Sims came off the backside. And, you know, Sims is not, I mean, he's not a small guy, but he's not as big as the offensive tackle he's going against, and he's just given 77 everything he can handle. Kevin Gilliard.
And Gilliard is 6'5", 325.
He should be able to just give a guy like Sims a punch and derail his pass rush, and that hasn't happened.
3rd and 6. Back at the, not 3rd and 6, 3rd and 10 at the 45, and a timeout called by Ritter, I believe. Yes. So they only have one timeout left, and we haven't gotten to the fourth quarter left, or yet, I should say. Want to remind you, if you're a fan of the Cadet Student Network, you've definitely heard us mention our friend, State Farm agent Tim Kylo. Give Tim a call. Let him help save you a little money on your insurance, home, life, boat, anything. If it can be insured, Tim is your guy. Give him a call, 314-842-4442, or shoot him an email, tim@timkylo, KILO.com. Well, CBC scored 3 touchdowns within a 4-minute span at the end of the first half and into the third quarter, but Ritter has kind of taken some of the momentum back here in this third quarter.
They have not rolled over on this situation, and CBC had a chance to deal a huge blow, pinned them way deep. You thought maybe CBC had a shot at getting a safety way their run defense was playing, and instead you end up with a 99-yard touchdown run. There's some questions surrounding that, and maybe I don't have the rules 100% right on that, but I think his momentum at the very least was stopped to where it should have been blown dead, if not down on the elbow, but they didn't do that, and he kept going and scored a touchdown.
And the player coach is talking about is Manny Ellis. Gets credit for that. 99. Oh, and a big hit by CBC, number 8, Gabe Wilson. Stood up the quarterback.
And Rylan Moore came through like he was going to run, and he did not see Gabe Wilson scraping across from the other side, and he just lit him up.
Sims was coming on the front side, and then here comes Wilson. Wow, big hit.
Chest-to-chest play, and that was a junior against a freshman, and the junior won.
4th and 7. Jaquise Felix in to do the punting. I think that's Jaden Reed deep at the 20, if I see that number right.
It's hard to tell.
Sometimes these numbers bunch up. 4th and 7. Felix drills one. That's a nice kick. Sends Reed all the way back to the 10.
Corday Gage.
Oh, Corday Gage on the return.
We couldn't see the way he was angled for us. We couldn't get a good look at the number.
Smart play, though. Fair catch at the 11. and that'll end the third quarter. So CBC will have the ball to start the fourth, leading 28-12. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on the Cadet Student Network and, of course, on over-the-air TV tonight on Matrix Midwest, our new broadcast partner this year. And we hope you're enjoying this high school football battle between CBC and Cardinal Ritter. My name's Randy Molman. Coach Chris Maris is alongside.
Another big game between small school powers. You've got Luther North leading Blair Oaks. Blair Oaks leading Luther North 24-12 in the first half. So big game there. We need to get a couple first downs here and kind of settle back in offensively and maybe simplify things a little bit. Go back to some bread and butter plays.
The Cadets have registered negative yardage on their last 2 drives total. Penalties being a big reason for that.
Well, I mean, CBC scored on offense, and then the last touchdown they scored was the Rivers fumble recovery for a touchdown.
So the ball spotted at the 10-yard line. First down for CBC as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Cadets going left to right. McClellan hands it to Williams. Bounces it outside across the 10. Run out of bounds at the 12. Over there on the stop, number 21, Marshawn Ivy, and number 11, Dayon Ross.
CBC tried to pull around and get out in front of Vic Williams, and they got around 55, but couldn't get anybody on the corner and the safety in order to get up the sideline.
Trips to the left for McClellan. Williams in the backfield. Fake to Williams. Fire on the slant behind Gage.
And the CBC offense a little off kilter right here. They're going to need that defense to keep playing well to hold off Cardinal Ritter in this game.
3rd and 8 at the 12. Fourth quarter here at W. Michael Ross Stadium on the beautiful campus of CBC High School. And somebody jumped. And now he goes down. He
jumped and then he popped down with a cramp.
It looked like he hyperextended his knee there,
Brian
his Bailey.
Toe, though. He looks like he's got a cramp.
Yeah.
He was trying to get back before he jumped into the neutral zone. And
number 61, Gabriel Castablanco, will check in for Bailey as they had come out to attend Brian Bailey, the big defensive tackle, 5'11", 280.
Great scene here from the student section. Still lots of fans here at this game and not left early. Waiting to see how this one ends. This is a game that a lot of people have been anticipating being played for a couple of years now. You know, I mean, you go back to 22 when both of these teams won state championships. Cardinal Ritter in Class 3, CBC in Class 6. And then in 23, both teams go to state championship games. Ritter wins. CBC falls short to Liberty North. And then last year, both got their seasons cut short a little earlier than I think they were planning, and both teams ended up 9-2 on the season.
We talk about CBC scheduling. Ritter will play Francis Howell at home next week. Then they travel to St. Pius in Kansas City. And then they travel to Massillon, Washington in Ohio. Up the middle, Vic Williams with a head of steam. Tackled just short of the 40.
Little shoestring tackle right there by the safety. He made a little cut, but he was able to get just enough of his foot to pull him down. Otherwise, Vic Williams is gone.
We talked about that last week. Vic Williams, when he's in the open field, he is not going to get caught, but that time he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Number 24 was in there, Marquise Jackson.
The defensive tackle directly over Woody Williams got in there and got a push. Vic tried to cut to the outside, and the push ended up getting there and knocking Williams to the ground for a loss of 2.
2nd and 12 for the Cadets. McClellan, shotgun snap, sets up deep. Now he'll fire near side. Sidearm throw to Williams. Williams catches it and gets to the 40. Good open field tackle by Dorian Stringer.
Yeah, And Bryce Jones had Stringer blocked. Vic Williams, I don't know if he got a good read on how that block should have gone and ended up going inside instead of probably should have gone outside.
3rd now and 8 at the 40. McClellan sets up. He's got plenty of time. Looking downfield, nobody open. He's going to have to scramble out to buy some more time or run the ball. He throws on the run. What a great throw and catch.
Darian Jones, that just looked effortless as Nick rolls out to his left. I mean, he looks a little panicked for a second, but once he gets out on the perimeter, now he's just getting his eyes downfield. Across his body, against his body there, and Darian Jones just comes back and makes a nice catch.
We talked about it earlier. These receivers very good at creating separation when McClellan gets out of the pocket. Williams picks up a couple, gets to the 40.
And that is one of CBC's, bread and butter plays, is to run that stretch play into the boundary, give you formation to the field. So many teams want to play heavy to the field and then run into the boundary. And to Cardinal Ritter's credit, they've pretty much done a good job with the exception of the one that Courtney Rivers ran at the beginning of the half.
2nd down, 7 at the 40. Shotgun snap, handoff. Williams again up the middle. Drags a tackler for a couple.
Little ground and pound right there, just straight ahead power from CBC.
To Ryan Stringer with another tackle. He's had a nice night. We've called his name several times. Under 9 to play, 4th quarter, 3rd and 4. At the 37. Pistol formation for CBC. 4 wide receivers in the game. Actually, 3 wide receivers. Tight end near side in the slot. That's Jake Plummer first. McClellan's going to keep it himself. Hops to the outside. He has a 1st down, and he'll get pushed out of bounds. 1st down run out by Dayon Ross.
Design quarterback draw right there.
There was pressure right there at the point of attack, and McClellan was able to bounce it outside.
Jaquez Felix has made his presence felt many times in this game, and he was right there at the point of attack, and Bryce Jones and Gavin Dobby have had to work their butt off on him as they've moved him around.
1st and 10 at the 28. Here's Williams up the middle behind his guard, and he drives down to the 21, finally thrown down by Jaquez Beck.
And on that play, you had the senior tight end Max Purcell in. They just blocked out, opened up, and ran Vic Williams right at the play.
A very nice time-consuming drive here so far by CBC.
You're getting a double tight end set here with Purcell and Jake Plummer first.
And they're lined up over on the left side of the formation. Here's Williams. He'll bounce it outside, near side, inside the 20. Jukes inside the 15, dives towards the 10. That's a 1st down run for Vic Williams. They mark him out. Looks like it just shy of the 10 at the 11.
Little pull play right there as they run counter, but they bring the 2 tight ends around.
Timeout called by Ritter.
That's their last timeout.
And it's 1st and 10 at the 11, so CBC can get down to the 1-yard line for a 1st down. With 7:26 to play, 28-16 Cadets, and CBC is marching.
CBC forcing Cardinal Ritter to take the timeout right there. I'm guessing to get those guys a little bit of a rest. Kind of figure out what's going on. See if they can stop CBC from scoring right here and give themselves a chance to get the ball back.
So the ball is spotted, the 11-yard line, right hash. The Cadet offense back onto the field. Ritter has no more timeouts. They've burned all 3 now, 7:26 left.
So Vianney was up 14-0 on Union. Fort Zumwalt is up on Francis Howell's up on Fort Zumwalt North 28-0. Chaminade up on Poplar Bluff 7-0. We told you about the Smet being up on MICDS. And St. Mary's was up on Lincoln Prep
On the counter, this is Rivers. He's hit at the 10. Good to see Courtney Rivers back in the game. He has come off the field limping a couple of times in this one.
Number 24,
Marquise
Jackson was in the backfield, and before Courtney could really do anything there.
Ball spotted at the 10, pickup of 1, 2nd and 9 at the 10-yard line. Under 7 to play. 2 tailbacks now in the game for CBC. Rivers now bounces behind the left tackle. And McClellan keeps it himself inside the 5. Touchdown! 10-yard run. 2nd rushing touchdown of the night for Nick McClellan, and his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
And they keyed heavily on Vic Williams with Courtney Rivers on that left side. They thought they were going to come at him with a stretch. And he fakes that play and then takes the ball, goes right up the middle.
After those 2 shaky drives, Coach, that was a very solid, time-consuming drive for the Cadets.
Little quarterback power right there. Pulled the backside guard around. Little skip pull up on that inside linebacker to get the touchdown.
Gage to attempt the extra point. Uh-oh, snap goes over the head of Reed. Gage chasing it. It's picked up by Cardinal Ritter, but you cannot return an extra point in high school football in the state of Missouri. It was picked up by number 11, Dayon Ross, and he had an easy path to 2 points. But that rule does not exist here in high school football. So no extra point, 34-12 off the high snap.
I think Drake Clifton is the long snapper, and he's been really, really good.
Really
that one
good.
Went a little high, and Jaden Reed couldn't corral it. I think Corday Gage, when he was trying to do something with it, I think he was thinking, I'll pick up, try to make something happen. But I think once he realized I'm toast, he just got out of the way. No reason to take an extra hit for no reason.
So CBC will kick off. Number 93, Max Dawes, into the game. Back deep, it'll be number 7, Jaquez Beck, and number 4, Manny Ellis.
See what CBC's defense comes out here. And
number 16 is actually back deep this time with Ellis. That's Bryce Claiborne.
Got a couple of new guys on the kickoff team here for CBC.
34-12, Cadets lead, 6:39 to go. Dawes set to kick it. Nice high end over end kick. Claiborne fumbles it, now picks it up, and he won't get to the 20. He bobbled that. It was an end over end kick, kind of caught him up on the shoulder as he came in to make the catch.
CBC defense, it's game still with explosive as Cardinal Ritter can be. I mean, you look at the 2 touchdowns they have, and they're 90-plus yard touchdowns. You know they can strike quick. And with that being the case, you're seeing a lot of starters staying in this game.
Cardinal Ritter will start, as the officials did spot it at the 20, so 1st and 10. Freshman quarterback Rylan Moore back into the game for the Lions. He has played the entire second half. So Cardinal Ritter will try to make something happen here with 6:32 to go. Ellis up the middle is met right away. Guess who? Cortland Collins.
And he's going to have to come. He is cramping or hobbling or something. He should.
He is limping.
Coach Pingle coming down here to take a peek.
Yeah. He's going to want, I think in this situation.
Oh, there's a flag down here. He's trying to figure out the flag.
So there's a flag.
We couldn't see it. There was people on the sideline. We couldn't see where the flag was.
And quite frankly, I was kind of had my eyes on Cortland Collins to see if he was going to come out of this game, because he looks like he's in a lot of pain.
You got to wonder whether it's actually an injury or a cramp situation.
He is walking very gingerly.
He's walking like it's a cramp. It's like he's trying to keep his foot in a particular position.
So it's a 5-yard penalty. They mark it off. In this situation, you just wonder if Collins should just sit down.
But he's not the type of kid. I mean,
Yeah.
He wants to stay in the game.
Right.
He doesn't care what the score is. He wants to play. And it's not out of wanting to just, he just wants to play. The kid wants to get on the field and stay on the field.
Moore hands it off. Another flag flies in. No, that wasn't a flag. Up the middle. Nice long run. About 13 yards for Manny Ellis.
And he's on the field right there.
Jameer Sims with the stop for the Cadets.
Jaden Britt comes on now.
And he's going to stay down this time.
He should.
Yeah.
He should. He's trying to be a Warrior, and I can appreciate that, but it's the second game of the season. I know he's had a huge impact on this game, but you got to believe you can get through the next 5:26 with your defense. If it's just a cramp, maybe they can get him stretched out. They're letting him walk it off. Just the way he's walking.
I know.
Like, he's got that little bit of that duck walk. Like, I'm trying to keep that. I bet you it's a calf. Trying to keep that calf extended so it doesn't cramp up.
Right. So Collins will gingerly come off the field. It'll be 2nd and short for Ritter. Lions down 34-12 with the ball going right to left. 5:20 to play. Moore in the pistol formation. Takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. This is the big freshman, number 29, Dylan Shell, and he rumbles forward for a first down. They've brought him in several times on short yardage plays.
He's a hammer.
He is. He's got a little more size than the other tailbacks at 5'10", 200 plus.
As a freshman.
Right.
It's a big freshman.
Under 5 to play now. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line for Cardinal Ritter. Split off near side. Elijah Lucas, he's been pretty quiet here tonight. The big 6'3" wide receiver. He's only had 1 or 2 catches. I think Ellis falls forward for, no, that was number 5. Kenny Robinson in the game, picked up almost 5.
And Cardinal Ritter just pounding the ball.
Rayshawn Smith in on the stop for the Cadets.
As Cortland Collins is on the sideline over here with trainer Nate Wilmus. And
yeah, he's rubbing down that calf.
He's rolling it out.
Yeah, he is.
CBC almost didn't get on sides, but Dorian Magruder comes down from his defensive tackle spot right there. They're running the ball, but they're going quick. I didn't let you get the call in there.
Yeah, that's fine. You took care of it. 3rd and 4. Pickup of 1 on that play. Ball at the 45.
Now Jameer Sims is kind of duck walking off like he's got a cramp. You're going to need more rollers on the sideline on some of these cramps.
I haven't gotten a cramp in over a decade, and that's probably because I'm not athletic anymore.
You're going to wake up with a Charlie horse in the middle of the night now.
These young athletes that are in the shape that they're in, and especially the weather's not warm, but it's not cold. That's a nice catch near side over the defender, and that was number 8, Elijah Lucas, the big 6'3" receiver, went up and made a really nice catch there.
The CBC defender came down on the sideline over here and is still there.
Cardinal Ritter, folks, at the end of the game. Please do not
Balls.
walk on the
Trainer
outer
Brady
road.
Moore on the sideline here. I don't know who that was, but something happened right here.
1st and 10 at the CBC 47-yard
They're
line.
stretching out another cramp.
Yeah. Moore looking to the sideline. Gets the play. Slightly offset behind him. It is Ellis. He gets the handoff, and number 54 in on the stop for CBC, Dorian Magruder. Pickup of 2.
With as big as Elijah Lucas is, I mean, his body and his frame, I'd be trying to run him on a lot of medium routes, like 5 to 10 yard routes, where he can use his body to be able to frame off. And just tell the quarterback, I mean, put it up, put it outside a little bit, let him go up and get it. And I think they've underutilized him. If I had a big guy like that, I'd be trying to get him the ball. say, okay, catch it now. Now you got to tackle him.
Ellis is hitting the backfield. Noah Burke, I believe. No, that was 36.
That's Ethan Wright.
Ethan Wright sliced in to hit him in the backfield.
And once again,
that might have been number 30, though. He's over on that far side.
Yeah, Noah Burke's in on that far side as they start getting some guys in as we get into that last 2 minutes of the game. Elijah Lucas right there. The corner was dropping. If you've got a little hitch play on, just hitch him up.
I don't feel as if Ritter has taken advantage of their size at wide receiver. McDavis is 6'1".
I know.
Bryce Claiborne 6'1". Lucas 6'3". They've got some big, talented receivers. Delay of game. And they didn't have a timeout to burn, so they'll mark this off, and it'll be 3rd and 14. But, yeah, you look at this receiving core, all kinds of size and physicality, and they have not really exploited that in this game.
Not at all. They try to go vertical routes.
Moore steps up, fires over the middle, too far, almost intercepted, looking for Lucas, and off the hand of Corday Gage.
They bring him across the field, and not a terrible idea there, but you've got an advantage on the edge. Things to the boundary.
I mean, last week,
that ball might have gotten tipped, or it was wobbling coming out. So maybe it got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and there was a penalty on roughing the passer on CBC.
No. That would have been 3rd and 14, and then instead, because of the roughing the passer, it'll now be a first down for Cardinal Ritter at the 36.
Well, you got to believe with 1:26 left, the game's pretty much over. It's just a question of how you finish the game.
Checking in Kenny Robinson for Ellis. He's in the game at tailback. Moore from the shotgun. Coming in motion, Claiborne. He'll catch it and spin to the outside, but he's not going to get anywhere. I think that was Burke again who stood him up.
Noah Burke standing right there, and
Burke kind of shed the block and pushed that blocker back into Claiborne. Loss of 1. Under a minute to go here at W. Michael Ross Stadium. The Cadets 34, Cardinal Ritter 12. The Lions trying to get in the end zone, make this score look a little bit better. Fire, and off the hands of Lucas and out of bounds. On coverage, Roman Jackson for CBC. Incomplete, 3rd and 11. 38 ticks left. And CBC 38 seconds away from starting the season 2-0. And don't forget, next week, the Cadets are at Chaminade, then on the 19th. DeSmet comes to CBC. 2 big games coming up in the MCC for the CBC Cadets. Deep drop. Moore. Now he scrambles away from pressure. Fires. Oh! A diving tip by Gage, I believe.
CBC's getting some young guys some action here going forward at the end of this game. And
that was actually Joshua Beasley.
And he's been playing a lot in the second half in order to give some guys some rest. And he's a guy they think a lot of moving forward and trying to make sure that he's ready to go. As a young guy, they try to get those young guys ready to roll.
4th and 11. Rylan Moore. Trips bunched right on the near side. Moore, he's going to scramble for his life. Now fires deep down the right side. That's out of bounds. Incomplete. And a turnover on downs, and CBC will take over on offense, and a one knee should do it.
Yeah, the clock operator didn't need to do it, but he let it run about 6 extra seconds.
I think the clock started late
on
that play.
Maybe it did.
So he was playing catch-up. 25 seconds to go. That's as long as it takes to bring a play into the game, and so this should be the last snap And the CBC Cadets will start the year 2-0. A resounding victory last week on the road. And a very, very nice victory here against a very talented Cardinal Ritter team. And a dominating performance by this Cadet defense. They allowed one play, and it was kind of questionable on that 99-yard touchdown. They allowed one offensive score and a kickoff return, and that was it. The Cadet defense really the story of this one. And the Cadets win it 34-12 here at W. Michael Ross Stadium. So, a big night, Nick McClellan, and 2 more touchdown runs.
I mean, he's showing the way that he can control a game and be a part of it, and had a great game tonight. The team ultimately did a great job. Defense played well. That one big play, other than that, they pretty much controlled what they needed to in the end. Even though he had a lot of penalties and there was some sloppiness there, looks like CBC is going to be going up against Chaminade next week, and they look like they may go to 2-0. They're leading right now against Poplar Bluff.
Courtney Rivers, a couple of touchdown runs, and Cortland Collins, can't say enough about him.
He played tremendously on defense.
He really did. The Cadets win it 34-12. We want to thank everyone who tuned in on Matrix Midwest and, of course, on the Cadet Student Network. My name's Randy Molman for Coach Chris Maris. Final score, Cadets 34, Cardinal Ritter 12. So long, everybody.